Alrighty. Hi, Wisp.
So,
I was going to start streaming in 2 minutes. I mean, I'm always go live 5 minutes before, but
yeah, I wasn't online and then I got a notification that you were streaming. Like, ooh,
yeah.
yeah, I just wasn't online at the time.
Oh, hi. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure my memory is correct. That it's Diva in the chat.
Um,
I'm
I think
pretty sure.
I think it might be. I could be wrong. Oh wait, this is not the account I want to be on right now.
It's alright.
Wait, no, yes it is. Okay, I didn't realize the account was changed. Okay, thought I was on my alt.
I don't know if Kat is gonna come in here or not. She might. Yes, it's Diva. Okay, yay, I remember.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Mm, Not much going on in US3. Huh.
Yeah, I was gonna be in US3.
Yeah, there's only like 10 people. It said.
Oh, Diva's on US4. Congrats on your Golden Fire, by the way. Alright. So, hi guys. Thank you guys so much for joining today. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Amethystia. This is my friend Wispum. Uh, my friend Kat may be joining us in here. That's totally up to her. Um, I do not believe she's been in here before, but she's super awesome and nice, I promise. So today I'm gonna be starting off trying to help Nest Cat on her new alt. She couldn't decide between a night sky and a wild galaxy, but I think she's pretty settled on her wild galaxy shadow scale. So, the
I
oh,
do
it's
prefer.
Pillow.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Pillow. Pillow, I don't know if your mic's on. It's really that is that's okay. Pillow doesn't have to say anything if she doesn't want to. Oh my God, where am I? Oh, oh, that's right. So, my friend and clanmate Noodle decided to hop on. Well, she wanted to help nest somebody Wild Galaxy, so she asked to borrow my account, and I'm currently in the middle of nowhere. I'm pretty sure I know where I'm at. Oh, that's
Okay,
okay.
goodbye, pillow. I found a baby. So cute. I love babies in this game.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in Mushroom Valley. Okay. Uh, I'm guessing Pillow's mic's not working. Unfortunately, I can't check if she said anything in chat or not, but that's okay. Well, because I'm flying, I'll check in a minute. I totally did the accidental flying thing. I double spaced while I was flying. It's okay.
Yeah, that's not how I like to fly. Sometimes I hold space and then I end up flying and it makes me crash into a wall or something.
Right, yeah.
Which is because I prefer pressing F.
Come on.
Because
I lost momentum. There we go. I don't know where we're nesting at. I don't know why I'm flying. Just in the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
Cat invited
this
me
stuff
to
happens.
join a group. I'll land and then I'll ask where we're. Oh wait, space to slow. Space to slow. Let's not. This is my blue account. My account names are prone to change in the future. It. I was going to arrange my skins differently after 1.0 releases. Oops, I am pressing all the tabs. I'm pretty quiet on mic. My mic is all the way up.
Yeah, you sound fine, but I don't know about the stream.
I don't know about the string either. Maybe that's just me talking quiet. Maybe I'll talk loud. uh,
Okay, then. Maybe it's this volume like the
maybe
YouTube
I'll
volume.
try to talk loudly, louder. All right. So it looks like we'll be heading to Arch. I didn't want to be flying aimlessly without knowing where I'm actually going.
Yeah, cause it's kind of a waste of time.
Yep. So, uh, but that's awesome that you were able to get a golden fire, and 2 gold eggs, Diva. Like that's crazy. I definitely believe US4 has always been ahead of US3 when it comes to nesting, though.
Yeah,
I
there's
think it's because
just so many people.
yeah, the higher population. That's why. That's why when the gold nesting came out and I got asked to help on private servers, I got so burnt out because I had help from some of my clanmates and whatnot, but oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm doing dumb things. I'm holding space and shift at the same time. Let's not do that. I don't know why my flying's been so wonky lately, but well, I do know why. It's because I keep going back and forth between a bunch of games with different flying mechanics. Is why. um.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi, Sky.
Hi.
Oh, Pillow says her headset's being super testy and won't work. That's okay. That is totally okay. It's sad we won't get to hear Pillow's lovely voice, but I may or may not crash.
Hi.
I didn't
I
crash that
saw
bad.
that. The Gummy Shark has been here for.
Oh, she's on her Aurora. Aurora's my favorite skins. What I have on my main. Oh yeah, I'm the male. I have to start.
Yeah,
I
sometimes I forget that too.
You're a
I know my
man?
dragon's gender. Yeah, I have male and female dragons.
I love a lot of the SS skins. So I don't know which is my favorite. Like I love the Luke. I love this one. I love I love Upstate Gold. I just love them.
So yeah, when it comes to nesting, you here's Sky. I'll stream for you. The male initiates the bonking.
I always knew you were a man.
Huh?
What?
What did you say?
I said I always knew you were a man.
No, I am a woman.
Yeah.
Aha.
Uh, I just play. I just have. I actually usually in most games do play all female characters, but in the case of when it comes to nesting, then you kind of need both males and females to particularly ensure that you're able to nest between both accounts, because obviously you need a male and a female. All right.
Man, never heard of it.
So there we go. All right. So a lot of people kind of just bonk and go, but that's literally what the community usually calls the courting. But usually the male helps deliver food to the female and helps and staying close actually does help increase the egg spawn rate as well as incubation time. So it's actually better if you're on like I understand bonking and run into another account. I can understand that for the most part, but it does help if it does help speed it up if both the male and the female are within close proximity. I don't remember what the distance is, but come on. Oh, I'm doing the dumb thing again. Come on.
Don't you just hate that? I hate it when that happens.
I literally just keep swapping between different games with different flight styles.
You're so
Lol,
tiny.
dumb
How come
XD.
what is your percent? You're tiny.
I'm at 4%. I'm
Eh.
yeah. I think this guy literally just has 3 out of 3 for and a couple of daily ticks. Or wow, she's still hungry.
Well, that's
Oops.
that's why you want to fuel up before you nest.
Yeah.
It's a thing I often forget to do though.
Yeah, usually if the males get a bonk and go, then yeah, you usually want to fill up. Otherwise, I try to be a resourceful husband.
Gasp. Husband.
Yeah.
Gasp.
My bug totally fell out of my mouth. I actually used to be great at flying, but apparently not.
Yeah, sometimes.
Now
sometimes
that my
yeah,
controls.
sometimes-
I might have just
Yeah.
pressed E by accident because I was able to pick it back up.
Yeah, you must have, because it rarely happens to me, but whatever. Yeah,
I used to fly great, but oh, I keep pressing F. That's why.
Who were you paying respects to?
What do you mean?
Press F to pay respects.
Oh, I think Cat's still. Oh, Cat didn't eat the last bug. Oh well. Uh,
Oh, I glitched myself.
I'll
I don't
eat
know
one
if
of
you
the
can see it.
bugs if
Oh my goodness. I glitched
I
myself.
think she's holding another one.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, she has another bug in her mouth.
it's the one on the ground. All right,
Are
I
you able to
I
see
didn't
it
want
on
it
the
to go to
screen?
waste, so
Are you able to see this? Because sometimes you can't on other screens. Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah, your feet
yeah,
are through the ground.
yeah, and I'm just like my wings are a little different. Like they're not very well positioned. They're like a bit.
Yeah, that's a map bug. Not really supposed to
Yeah.
showcase those.
Oh really? Oh.
Yeah.
My bad.
Now you're good. Especially because the game's in early access, even though they are making a new map and they're completely abandoning this one. So now we sit for the better part of about an hour and constantly feed Cat. This is nesting. Hopefully it'll be maybe a little more enjoyable in the future, considering when 1.0 does come out, I am going to be nesting every single time. I mean, streaming every single time I play. It's going to be a lot of nesting, to say the least.
Oh,
Diva, I think you actually helped me get my gold SS. In my last stream, my 18A. I just need. I'm missing several gold skins. I'm missing or crafts. Yes. So I'm missing 18A Flamestalker, and Acid Spitter for gold. I'm missing all 18A Fireflies. I'm missing all 18A um Golden Fires, all 18A Obsidian Golds. I'm missing an 18A Golden Sunset Flamestalker, and I think that's it. um, I can still spawn another Acid Spitter and Flamestalker at an E spawn if that would ever be more helpful, but with help in the crafts. But right now that's all I have. I've really been slacking in the gold department, and it's honestly because of I got so burnt out because I would have one of my clanmates either hop on one of my accounts or use their account to hop on other servers with me to help nest them gold, and nesting gold and all their related crafts are a very small percent chance. Oh, Pillow's headset isn't working at all.
hey, Sophia, your bench.
A bench?
Sophia's a bench.
A bench.
Yes, she got bloody two off my hair tie.
Oh my god.
The hairstyle is still on me.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, blame you, Snuffy.
Why am I getting blamed?
You encourage this.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, mind if I get a Gerben plate?
Let me ask them.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Why would you do this, Snuffy? What did I do?
Yes, I think Cat's watching the stream. Yeah, gold crafting was, oh my god. I'm partially glad I kind of was burnt out during that, but then I also feel guilty that instead of having helped out, that I'm like, hey, if anybody has this, can you please help nest me? It um it makes me feel guilty, but it's also like, if somebody else has already put through the work, I don't really want to stress myself out too much with trying to get it again. So I'm asking if they'd be okay. Um, but
I don't want to punch someone.
Honestly, Diva, I do have enough rolling accounts that maybe if I get, like, I don't know, maybe I can help work it up. Cause I think, people in my clan also have, gold, A bloodlines, so maybe if, just as long as we have different parent lineage. Cat says it's okay if you join, so let me go ahead and invite. Doesn't say you're online.
Oh, let me check.
Yeah.
Okay, now there we go. It was
Yeah, now I
apparently
see you.
offline.
Oops, I hit a button.
What button?
Oop!
Don't quote me on this, but I want to punch a toddler.
Whoa, Sky! Why?
So,
That is one of the darkest out of context quotes I have heard today.
don't worry about it. He's a prick.
Uh, Gosh, I really hated working today. I worked. Oh my god. So,
What do you work as?
what do I work as? I can give a I can't go fully in depth on stream, but I work at an animal hospital
Like,
and I work in retail. I can't go into any more detail than
I
that.
was just asking it. I was just asking him, like, what's a, what industry or something? It might be
I
something I
cannot
want to
answer
try.
that over a stream.
Nah, that's alright.
I can DM you it because I know you, but for my own personal stuff, I can't disclose which
Nah, it's
corporation I work retail for.
bet you work for Vaughn.
Okay.
I don't even know if there's a Vaughn.
The reasoning is well, A, for my personal safety, and then B, also because you're not really supposed to disclose things about about that sort of thing and whatnot.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get it. Curious.
Um, I think she's watching the stream.
Oh, yeah, probably. I just wasn't sure what she meant by that.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure Kat's watching the stream. I had 4 full vehicles to push today. And on top of that, and I had to get that done between 5 and 10. And it takes me about an hour to do my priorities because some of my coworkers keep keep not separating between different departments. And
Oof.
yeah, it takes way longer than it should, and it's literally because they keep throwing it all together, and you have to take what's yours out, and then it's all still mixed together, so it's not really organized efficiently in order to be able to push them. Uh, and I had to finish at 10 so I could go over and help another department until 1:30.
Jeez.
Yes, it's been a very long day. So then I went home and I took a bit of a nap, but I was still wanting to stream, so
You took
it
a
was a
lot of
very
nap.
long day, and my whole week is going to be like that. I mean, hey, it's more money, but it's stress. It was today in particular. It was very stressful because I had a lot to do, and a set amount of time that would have been that was very difficult. I honestly don't even know how I pushed 4 full vehicles in 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours. No, because I pushed it from 6 to 10, 4 hours. So that would have had to be like about an hour per vehicle, and that would include trash. It actually took me till 10:30. I was told it was okay if like I had a little bit left over, and then if I gave the other department a call over the walkie and say, hey, I just have this much left. So it took me till 10:30. Um. Yes. So very long work day. Tomorrow should be okay. Tomorrow I work 5 to 10, but I'm doing inventory. So that's gonna be fun. All right, thank you, Diva, for offering if for nesting help. I would really appreciate that because gold nesting in particular is extremely difficult to do by yourself. Oops. There we go. There we go. I did. I at least didn't sustain fall damage. So one thing is that a lot of people have there always has been a lot of hate slung on this game. But one thing is that some people have said that well a lot of the dragons do take heavy inspiration from media, and I feel like that's perfectly fine. So there is a thing involving copyright where as long as they're not too similar, it's fine. Your inspiration is allowed, just as long as like you don't claim, just as long as like it's not a direct copy or any of that sort of thing. So a lot of people say, oh, the shadow scale looks exactly like a Fury, from How to Train Your Dragon. There are definitely differences. I feel like actually, the original concept arts did not look like this at all for the shadow scale.
I saw that. They looked so weird. Like.
Yeah, they looked like they looked kind of like a bat. Did you ask what my skin was?
What?
What did you ask?
I was just like, I don't.
That's okay.
I don't think I was asking anything. I was just saying that, like, yeah, they look so weird. Like, they were like, not. I was like, oh.
So, I honestly think a lot of it was inspirational. They did have the idea it was going to be a plasma dragon, right? So they have a plasma-based fire, but their body is designed it's based off of a jaguar. Their wings, I'll kind of do a quick little friendly call right there. The basic shape is based off of a sparrow. The head is based off of a very particular skink species. I want to say it's the alligator skink.
Isn't it the crocodile?
I think it's the alligator skink.
Oh. Isn't it even a thing? I thought it was something like that.
Yes, it's the red-eyed. No, you're right. Crocodile skink. Red-eyed crocodile skink. Is what their head shape is based off of. And then I feel like just it kind of was by honestly how I've seen it through how their concept art went, especially with the fins and all that I honestly do think it was pure coincidence they wound up looking like a Fury.
Yeah, they could have totally not looked like this at all. They looked so.
Yes, they actually did look very different at first. A lot of their abilities, I think they then inspired, like the cloak is, their special ability. I do think, I actually, yeah, I don't think cloaking was in the alpha version of the game, because it is currently in beta. But and then the charged ability. So let me get that going real quick. The charge shot, I believe, is also inspired. I honestly do not think it was originally done on purpose to be inspired off of a Fury from the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, and it just kind of wound up being like that. Just looking at the concept art and how the concept art evolved, um, that's kind of my thinking on it. Now, the Flame Stalker, a lot of people say looks like Smaug from Lord of the Rings. It has been confirmed, yes, that was a lot of the inspiration for the Flame Stalker was indeed Smaug from Lord of the Rings. They heavily inspired its design off of Smaug, and
Wait, wasn't Smaug from The Hobbit or something?
Yeah, but The Hobbit is a part of the Lord of the Rings franchise.
Oh, I just don't know that kind of franchise.
Oh yeah, The Hobbit is the prequel.
Wait, you're talking about The Hobbit now?
Yeah. Because one of their dragons is inspired off of Smaug.
I'll be honest, I've never seen it.
I've only seen the first part, but I read all the books. I've never seen any of the other Lord of the Rings films. I read the books.
The only thing I know about it is my one friend ranted about it for like 2 hours straight.
Yeah. Gosh, the books are extremely wordy. They're good, but if you don't have the attention span for a lot of detail and your you need a really high vocabulary, otherwise I highly suggest having like a dictionary by you. I read it back in 5th grade, so I still don't know how I understood it all, but
My dictionary is about as big as a rubber duck.
A rubber duck.
Yeah.
They basically, so Smaug was actually a dragon in the books and not a wyvern. My hypothesis why a lot of dragons are showcased as wyverns rather than traditional Western dragons is because of animation. It is more easily, it is better. It's considered to be easier when it comes to the movie making process, not necessarily actually like modeling or animating based on models. That's why the Inferno Ravager took many tries and fails in order to get its current animation set. But basically, it's easier for them to animate it based on real animals when it comes to movies. As being wyvern-esque than actually being a traditional dragon, so to have 4 limbs rather than having 6 limbs, if that makes any sense. Now, when it comes to in a video game, it kind of depends on, like I know Skyrim, for example, technically their dragons are wyverns, which wyverns are a dragon, it's just a different classification of dragon. But, the animators had troubles with the Inferno Ravager. It had to do with its proportions. Yeah, I honestly haven't seen Game of Thrones yet, but I do think I've seen kind of some of the process on their dragons and all that, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, the Flamestalker.
I haven't watched any.
I haven't. I don't have time to. I was talking to my mom yesterday and saying how she was inviting me to do paint by numbers with her, which as much as I love arts and crafts, it's so hard to fit in what I want to do on a day-to-day basis. I work and then I nap because I usually only sleep like 4 hours at night, so then I sleep 4 hours when I get home. And then I have a very set small amount of time in order to actually do things I enjoy. I have a wide variety of hobbies. uh, all of which can definitely be classified as nerdy. I like playing video games. I like doing arts. I like watching shows, watching movies, and it's just very, very difficult. And also like trying to balance that with things I need to do. Like one thing I need to do for the channel in particular is start editing my streams into smaller videos, uh, and to add highlight benchmarks so that people don't have to watch a 2.5 hour stream. um,
But you don't really have time for editing.
yes, it's very difficult for me to fit all that in. I want to start fitting it in on my days off. I actually planned to do it yesterday, but I did get called into my other job. My other coworker said they had a fever and were vomiting, so I can't really let them do that while working. So I wound up sleeping for 9 hours. Come back here.
Wait, are all the eggs ready?
I think so, because Pillow said she was gonna help. Oh, are they
ready.
birthing?
No, they're saying all 3 of them are ready.
Oh.
Oh wait.
I want to see the birth of my children. No, we're missing.
Baby.
Oh hi. This is our child. Who's probably gonna die in our
Yeah,
mouths in a few seconds, but.
Yeah, I love the glitch it gives you when you do that. It's funny.
She's been birthed.
Abu.
You're the
I
wrong.
don't want
I
so
love
mother
that glitch.
children, please.
Yeah, I just love that glitch. It's funny. Aurora.
Yeah,
What are they
it's
trying
actually
for?
hard to tell because they both have the same tip color. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Aurora. I have to zoom into first person to see. All right, let's hope from this last egg, otherwise I'm gonna have to bonk again. Nope, that's a full.
It's Aurora.
Yeah, I'm honestly not surprised because it's a half elder nest, but.
Yep.
Oops.
Baby.
That was friendly.
Baby.
Alright, will we have a child? I'd have to look at the eye color to tell if it's a boy or girl.
I can tell if I just try to.
The males have blue eyes and the females have purple eyes for Aurora. Where did?
No, I think it's like oh yeah, it is like a bluish green color. Oh.
That's a female.
Yeah, that is a female.
It's our daughter.
Yes.
Toss me from the skies. All right,
Okay.
so I think we showed this in our first Day of Dragons video, but let's actually do it to our own child rather than be.
Okay, I'm just gonna guard the nest. Oh, here's like.
Alright. I actually don't know if we'd get the music. I had to turn the music off because I was getting copyright.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I had to edit the music out of my first stream. I don't know if we're at the sky's limit yet.
Copyright, though.
It depends. Well, it's because it was made by the composer that did Subnautica, which is very interesting because Subnautica's music does not get copyright strike.
About that. I think you've told me that before.
Yeah, it's very interesting. All right, I'm out of stamps, so I'm gonna let this child go.
Yeet.
All right.
Wait for the yeet of the child. I see the child.
Oh, I'm trying to stay within. It's a little hard to see because it's like dawn right now.
Yeah, it's just a little dot. I can barely see it in photo mode.
She's just a speck. It's difficult.
can see the Babu like without photo. Wait, where the heck did the baby go? Oh, it's right there.
I do also think the Shadow Scale sounds are henceforth inspired off of Furies. They do have I think Shadow Scales have some of the most she's gonna try to float to the pond, have some of the most agile flight physics. And I think period they'll have some of the most agile flight physics. They are
There's a gold here.
There's a gold.
Yeah, do you think that's someone or not?
I don't know. I'd have to look in the player list.
Yeah. Baby. He's so cute and tiny, I love it.
It's taking them forever to fly down. I don't think we went to the sky's limit, but
yeah, the sky. I don't think it's even possible to reach the sky.
It is. There. Oh, maybe without admin. I'm not sure. In the future, it's a lot higher, though.
I'm gonna test that real quick. I'm gonna try see if I can.
You can fly.
Hit the sky.
Oops.
All right, I just never done that.
Oh! You got so close, Pillow.
Oh! Ow! Ow! I did not mean to do that.
I can't run it. I think her child just plummeted.
Oh no.
She landed with grace.
I bet you did, little child.
It's gonna be so cool in the future once they're able to mix palettes.
Yeah, that's gonna be so cool. And like Aaron's skin will like not be the same, and it will be easier to tell from different people. That's gonna be fun.
It's very interesting lighting for the Wild Galaxy.
Yeah.
Right here.
I think the choosable, out of the choosable spawn skins for SS.
Oh, Diva's coming to US3, so that gold might be Diva. It is Dawn here.
Yep. Isn't it Dawn on like every server? Yeah.
It's an Elder Gold. Is that Diva? I dropped my child. Oh, yep. Yeah, it's a Diva. Oops, I completely...
Oh. I did a terrible takeoff. Okay, let's go.
There we go. I need to eat. Not my child.
But... Don't eat the child.
Go back to Arch. We're going back to Arch, Diva. For food. Nope. There we go. There we go.
Oh. I did not hit it.
So now you can see the color's kind of better in the daytime.
Yeah, I wasn't able to hit it, but I was pretty high above.
I will say though, Wild Galaxy looks so much better in UE5 than it does in UE4.
Oh really?
Oh yes, it's like purpley in UE5.
I mean, like in that testing branch thing.
Yeah. So right now the testing branch is the only thing in UE5, but the entire base game will be in UE5 with the 1.0 update. So, unless if people's computers can't handle it, they are keeping legacy servers. You just have to move your dragons over. US4 is going to be one of the legacy servers, and I think UK8 is going to be the other one.
Well,
so you have to choose one of those two servers to move your dragons to. I think UK8 is going to be the legacy PvP, and US4 is going to be the legacy PvE.
Really is empty compared to US4.
Yeah, US3 will be a UE5.
Oh, I love the Wild Galaxy shimmer. It's so pretty.
It is. Yeah, I tested it when I spawned in to get my 18A gold shadow scale. I put it on. I think one more.
I really love how it looks on like the painted light because the shimmer is already like a bluish.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like look so it doesn't like overpower the skin because it's already blue.
Yeah, I think some skins with the all skin shimmer looks like it's too busy. That's why That's why I might change skins on my main a little bit for the future. I'd have to see though.
Oh, I broke myself again.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the delay is that bad actually for the stream versus oops, I literally just ran by one. It's gonna run into the mound anyways. I'm not gonna be able to get it. Yeah. It's gonna be so oh, I can maybe help with the gold nesting. If not, I can help bring food and all that when I'm not a baby. I only have my gold shadow scale.
Like a Firefly like 18A SS on either this server or a different server, if that's yeah.
They're gonna work on gold flame stalkers. I do not have one. I'd have to spawn in as an e-spawn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get one on my alt, the Firefly SS, because it's pretty. Yeah, I like it a bit more than the other two, because the other two look like cheese, but I still like them, but I just like the buttery Firefly, which is on SS.
What just happened?
What?
You just levitated all around the arch.
Wait, did I?
Yeah, for a hot... I dropped my bug.
Hold on, let me look at the stream since it's a little bit delayed.
Yeah. You could also probably play it back a little bit. I don't know where the heck I dropped that bug at.
Oh, it was levitating.
Yeah, I don't know what... Okay, there we go.
It looked weird. Oh my goodness. I guess it's kind of good the stream's delayed because
they're working on A's. Can I slow down and not overshoot that? Okay.
Ouch.
That's alright, I'll just run up. It knocked the form back out of my mouth. Where did it go?
I'd help if I was FS, but do you think the ground...
You won't see it as an FS because it's dead.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a bug.
No, you only see things that are alive as an FS. That's okay, there's one right here. I'm trying to bring one to Cat.
Child, what do you do? Okay, I guess you can have fun with that, you too. Even though you probably didn't do that.
I thought they fixed this glitch.
Yeah, no, meshing's still a thing.
That's alright.
That's what you mean.
No, just taking off while, and the bug falls out of your mouth. Sometimes I thought, hold on. Alright, I had to sneeze. I thought they fixed that glitch a while ago, but whatever, that's okay.
I can see that. I don't know if they're watching the stream.
Alright,
Are they watching the stream, Gina and...
yeah, it's, Pillow and Cat. I think they're both Cat's accounts. There we go. I gave a bug to Cat. Finally. That would be cool if they had a dragon that special ability was camouflage into stone. I think the closest we have is Shadow Scale with their cloak ability.
Yeah. Cause I go to this. Yeah, but it does look a little weird unless I do this.
That would be interesting with the nurse. I actually still think, if I remember correctly, Nurse is going to be one of the only dragons without a bile attack.
I mean, I don't see that thing
without bile. I really, if I remember correctly, the Nurse Dragon is not going to use Bile. It's going to completely use weapon-based attacks. So biting, charging, I mean, none of that's actually confirmed. These are just examples. Yeah, they do have a pretty big club on their tails. They're still not named. They're just a Nurse Dragon. I think the male Aurora has the same eye color as the male Wild Galaxy. It's kind of tealish.
I think it does too, like a weird bluish color.
Yeah, it's like a teal. And then female Auroras, I love their purple eyes. Fun fact is that the gold shadow scale is the only shadow scale without differentiating eye colors between the genders. So you literally you can't tell the difference between a male or a female gold shadow scale.
Yeah, I mean, like how do you?
You can't. They just bonk.
Well, I know FS because it's a model difference, but what about the ASD? Well, it's usually brighter fins, but does that?
No, all of the keyed skins for ASD also have no gender differences.
And then the FS, of course, you do have because it's a model thing.
Yes. My child, I'd get food, but I don't think they'd starve by the time that they're able to hop into another egg.
I kind of got one anyway, so I'm just gonna bring it to cat, I guess.
Egg.
I don't know if it's gonna roll down the hill.
Another thing that I'm pretty sure they took inspiration from the Furies is that Shadow Scales do have retractable teeth.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
I never noticed it until my friend mentioned it. I was like, what the heck? That is so true. Like, when you 1-call and 3-call.
So, like, you can see I don't have any... So my teeth are receded into my gum line when I broadcast, but then when I do my aggro call, it's a little hard to see, but you can see my teeth come out.
You also got that on the 3-call when you don't have the teeth.
Yeah. I don't...
Very interesting.
You don't have it for your surrender call either.
I mean, it's gonna... Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I can tell it. Like, as a spirit... Oh, good!
Oh, we got a Wild Galaxy baby? Yep. Alrighty then, well we got our little Wild Galaxy girl. Yeah, they have bright blue eyes.
That's definitely a girl.
Yeah. Ooh, 1+ plus 2+, so she got 3 crits. That's actually pretty good.
Those are pretty good if you want to give some. Ooh, the shimmer.
They don't pass the. Did Diva put shimmer on her? Oh, she has. Cat put her gold key on. Well, it's Pillow on the account, but. Yeah, I definitely think Wild Galaxy looks better with shimmer than Night Sky, which was the other skin. Oops.
Don't diss on the baby.
No, I fell.
So cute, so shiny. You're doing it on my screen. Oh, no,
yeah.
I'm doing it on my...
It sometimes it glitches to where you can see it on your own screen.
Hello.
That's probably Diva.
Oh, you think? Oh yeah, maybe. Oh my.
There we go, we got it. While I am on this account, so I don't have to swap, I do think that I have a baby to grow on it. So we might do that while they're gold nesting. Oops. I can type, I promise.
Sometimes it cannot. Sometimes it types too fast and it
So I'm
comes out
gonna
weird.
swap. I think it's a burnt sky. What my ASD is. I don't think I have a flame stalker on this account. I might. I might have grabbed it and then just forgotten.
Well, I guess you can check while on your spawn menu.
Yeah. I'll look. I'd grow my ASD, whatever it is, first, but. So yeah, that is nesting from a father's perspective. Is you kind of just stay by your mate, make sure they have food, and I mean that's pretty much it. It does definitely help speed up the process of the fathers there. You want to?
Okay, so I'm gonna switch accounts and then I'm gonna hop on US4. I'll still be here though.
Oh yeah, no
Give
problem.
some commentary since yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm fine if at least one person is in here for the commentary on multiplayer game, especially a game like Day of Dragons. When I do my 1.0 comes out, I think it's okay if I don't have anybody when I do it, but you know, I definitely enjoy the company and all that.
Yeah. It'd be fun to do like 1.0 together.
Yeah.
For the first time. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm off actually. I want right when it launches, I want to try to get in.
Hopefully.
So I can, yeah, it says I have a Flamestalker save. I don't have it written down, so I'll see.
Yeah, I guess you can check later.
Oh my lord, I am a child. So this is a burnt sky.
No.
ASD. What's new? I'm older than you. I mean, I may as well grow this rather than,
You're older than 2 seconds.
I'll be older in 2 seconds. It looks like it's a pretty darn fresh baby. So I guess we'll chill here as a baby. Unless somebody can pick us up. Oh, this is a gold ASD trying to nest. I don't know who those individuals are, but I will run over to them because I am a child.
It's what children do on this game. Well, not like I mean, no, I don't mean like actual children. I mean like just in-game children.
Yeah. Oh, I got invited by Diva.
Oh, nice.
Oh. I know who the gold ASD is. Okay.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can get this thing eldered because I need like I need like about 3 shrooms and then this ASD's eldered on US4.
Thanks, Diva. I'd appreciate it. I'm just a little baby child.
You got little legs.
This is a fresh baby. Thank goodness ASDs only take less than gosh. I'm trying to think like what the rule of thumb usually is for how long growth takes. Because Flamestalker takes like 3 hours and 40 minutes or something like that, I think.
No, if you name me a type of pasta.
Spaghetti.
You name one. Thank you. Eat her.
Ah, yes. Divas.
Eat the baby.
I've been eaten. Eat the baby. I am small.
Eat the baby.
Very nice. I do hope gold I do think gold may be easier to nest in the future, and the reason why I say that is because they specifically coded it to be so difficult to get to keep people occupied until the 1.0 release, and it definitely still has people occupied. So I mean, it did its job.
So yeah, that sounds about right. Just making it harder, so just so it's like gives some people to like a things to
I
do.
think it'll be easier in 1.0. I think it'll still be able to craft Firefly because they have stated that some skins are still going to have names. I think I think there's always going to be a handful of skins that are named, and they're going to be called dev created skins, and will have their own patterns and color palettes associated with them that players can then mix and match in order to create their own custom skins. I don't know where the others went, but I'm sure they'll be back. Oh. I disappeared. So as you can see with the Flame Stalker, especially in the face, they definitely inspired it off of Smaug's movie appearance, but then also made them a dragon as Smaug was described in the book. He was only in one book. ASD is pretty darn original though. It's a drake, so a wingless dragon. But their body morphology is heavily inspired off of canines, particularly wolves and dogs, as well as hyenas, which I differentiate. Oh, let me check in the list. I don't think they're back. I think they're switching. But hyenas are not canines. They're actually feliforms, so they're a lot more closely related to felines than they are to canines.
Wait, hyenas?
Mm-hmm. They're not canines.
They look a lot like canines.
Why is my mind blanking on that term? When something evolves to look similar but isn't at all related. Think like dolphins versus ichthyosaurs.
Well, usually when I think of that, I think of like the mammal-like reptiles, but I think that might be a different thing. Is that a different thing?
Ichthyosaurs were they weren't reptiles actually. New studies show they weren't reptiles. They were kind of archosauromorphs. I think is archosauriforms is where they're currently placed. That is terrifying, Diva. Gosh, so they kind of looked like I'd have to show you a picture if because they look, you know, Ark.
No, but I do know what an ichthyosaur kind of looks like. Cause
Okay, yes.
That, like, you play as the one.
Yes,
it's not a very popular game, but yeah.
They were an archosauromorph, but I'm trying to think of the term, but them and dolphins share a lot of analogous features, but they're not actually related at all. Pillowcase, is that a new alt that I've never noticed? Let me invite her. Pillowcase, yes. And then Mosslight is also pillow, I think. It's gotta be. Oh yeah, same clan. This thing is bigger than me. But yeah, kind of the same thing with the hyenas and canines, is they have a lot of analogous structures, so that means that they're similar and have the same or similar function. Just they have they're pretty diverse when it comes to how related they are to each other.
It's interesting. I thought they were canines, but I guess they're not.
Yeah, no, they're feliforms. So the form suffix on any animal means that they're not quite or morph, or they're not quite within that clade, but they're just a little bit. They're like
just more related to that than the other.
Kind of. Mosslight pillow. Cat on pillow smelly account. But it kind of means they're just barely outside, but closely related, not quite within that clade, though, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that is something I just did not know that. That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And like Fusas aren't felines either. They're why can't I think of it? They're in the same family as mongoose and
Is it mongoose or is it mongooses or mongoose?
mongoose is the plural.
Okay. So it's just like goose. Okay.
Yeah. So heavy I can't run with it. I could just try. Oh. There's so many gold FS. That's smart to have two females to But yeah, so a lot of their sounds and whatnot are kind of, some are more canine based and some are more hyena based.
Yeah, the sounds are definitely like that of a hyena. Especially that laughter emote that I heard on
the laughter is most definitely. Somebody said it sounded like a chimpanzee, and I'm like, no,
yeah,
it sounds like a hyena.
Yeah, it's like literally, it's probably not even edited. It's just like
maybe
pure
slightly.
hyena.
Maybe slightly. It's pretty dead on though.
Yeah, that's like, if it is edited, then it's probably the least edited out of all the sound effects.
Yeah, it's I think the ASD sounds are at least slightly edited in order to because they are a reptile. The dragons in the game are reptiles, so so kind of to fit that voice box more, but cat's taking pictures. But yes, I've always thought for that to be very words. I'm not very good with words tonight.
Oh, poor thing. I don't know.
Work apparently fried my brain.
Oof,
Fascinating. There we go. There's a word. Interesting, fascinating. Ah. I'll try to finish this bug so I can carry that other one. That would be cool. So I know the thornback crawlers, which are the bugs that come out of the mounds. They've had a remade nest for the longest time. They're actually going to make it more functional in 1.0, where you'll have to like really claw into it to get them out and whatnot. I feel like that's going to be a super cool mechanic to where even you can dig in, you'll be able to dig into it deep enough to be able to dig out and eat their eggs. So that's going to be interesting.
Yep.
I've seen people call these guys ants and whatnot before, but their official name is Thornback Crawler. And the other food AI in the game is a bulbous spined scrab.
I thought there was crab, not scrab.
Nope, it's scrab. So I'm guessing a mashup between scarab and crab.
Yeah, probably.
Because the scarab is a type of beetle.
Yep. Isn't it like a kind of a shiny, kind of like goldish colored beetle?
They can come in many different colors, depending on their species.
Oh.
Yep. My dog's being a pain.
Oh.
They constantly went in and out. I do think though for 1.0, I might make my males versus females based off of palettes, so that because some skins do overlap in palettes, so that I can absolutely make sure that I have all palettes covered between any potential mating pair, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely going to have to do that. I'm gonna wait till the palettes actually come out before I make those decisions. Whether it's through testing or when 1.0 actually officially releases. Oh, my dog. But yeah, see, we're already a third of the way grown. ASD will, gosh, the fastest to grow will be the micro, because that's only because growth is based on classes. ASD is a class 3, so right now they're the fastest growing dragon in the game. But when 1.0 releases, the Bio will be the fastest growing dragon in the game. Bio is a class 2. Blitz is a class 4. I actually originally thought it was a class 3. And Inferno Ravager is going to be a class 5.
So it's this
Parents in front of me.
FS, isn't it?
FS is a 5.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Inferno Ravager will take approximately the same amount of time to grow as an FS. So Blitz will take about the same time to grow as a Shadow Scale, and Bio will not have anything to compare to. It will just be shorter than an Acid Spitter's growth. So that's why when 1.0 drops right away, I want to be able to grow a Bio, so that I can help make the clan. So. They never gave growths on official servers. They kind of just let the players do whatever, unless if an altercation happens or a player gets stuck and they need to come in. It's hard to talk and type at the same time because like my brain is trying to form words.
It's kind of hard for me to like focus on this and talk at the same time because if I end up talking and I'm all meldering, I'm like, oh shoot, I skipped the spot. Yeah, which is why I have been kind of quiet because Eldering doesn't.
Oh, did her nest disappear? I think her nest disappeared because which is odd that it shouldn't have.
I mean, are people able to destroy nests on this server, or is it a all server thing?
It glitches sometimes if you get too far away, which it shouldn't have because D.Va's still here, but whatever. Or somebody can accidentally destroy it, but like I never bit it or anything. parents are too far away. Somebody can destroy it.
Oh yeah, I accidentally ended up doing that because I was trying to give a blessing and the nest just and then it said and then I was like, oh shoot, and then it was too late.
Diva destroyed it.
But it was all good though. It just like, oh shoot, I destroyed a nest.
I actually can't wait. I did ask in a Q&A if the devs were going to polish the ASD animations, because compared to their newer dragons, I know I haven't shown on this channel yet the new dragons on the test server, but their animations are so incredibly smooth. So I asked them, so you can see the ASD is a little stiff. It's their oldest dragon that they made that's in the game. So I asked them, hey, are you guys planning on polishing them a little bit for 1.0 to kind of meet the same standards as your newer dragons are having? And yes, they're polishing over ASD and Shadow Scale. I think they're making some smaller tweaks to the Flamestalker too. They do have a couple model bugs. Not as much as the ASD or Shadow Scale though, because they do not have armpits. Which does mess up the model with animating. It causes distorting and stretching in some places where it shouldn't be. So they were showing their especially for the ASD, how you can kind of see how their tail kind of moves along with them differently than how it may for a Shadow Scale or Flamestalker. Especially because ASDs are going to be able to use their tails for tail attacks in the future. They did, as they have done showcases on what they're kind of working on for the new weighting and whatnot. It actually is looking really good.
Return with red velvet cookies.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Gold FS. There's three Gold FS.
And there happens to be another ASDNF, which is probably why I can't find anything. And because there's also a S. Yay! I'm gonna have to leave so I can actually get food.
Yeah, it's hard to compete. I mean, at least the map will be bigger for 1.0.
Simply eat a baby.
You can only do that on PvP, and you get a debuff.
Eat the baby.
Eat the baby.
The baby.
Guess I'll get my last text maybe by Elvitex unless I can manage to find troops, because there is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm at 93%, I think, so I could do that. Just want to see if I could get it done today, but I guess not, because, well, here's been, yeah. I'm gonna have to leave because I'm getting hungry, which is not cool, because I cannot find any shrooms when there's, yeah, that's the only time I leave EF is for emergencies, like, well, not emergencies, but like when I get hungry and I can't find any shrooms.
There's a Crimson Dawn FS. I was gonna say Crimson, but then I saw the gold spines.
I love Crimson Dawn, it's really pretty. Maybe I'll get that on my alt, or maybe I'll keep the one I have that is just a regular Crim. On US 3.
Yeah.
I'm literally give anyone $1,000 to get this dog off of me.
Yes,
I'm being bitten at.
What do you want? No, I'm not letting you sit on my lap again. It is hot and I don't want my eyes to burn.
That's fair.
No, Sophie, I'm wearing black and I don't want your stupid hair on me. Please.
What kind of dog is she again?
Pomeranian.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the fluffy ones.
Yeah, they shed a lot.
I have a fluffy one and
For some reason I was thinking she was, a toy breed with a one of the many toy breeds with a hypoallergenic coat, like a toy poodle or a
I've got a mother Pomeranian that's a teacup.
Interesting.
Tiny as hell.
A fun fact is the term teacup is a term to get people to pay more for a runt.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's why if you buy a teacup piglet, expect them to become a 200-pound pig. People don't realize that
Bambi's actually
people don't realize that a
tiny.
teacup pot-belly pig does still grow to be more than you. Just because they were born to runt doesn't mean they'll always stay tiny. Sometimes, but not necessarily.
Most of the time, no.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't buy. Never buy. My word of advice is never buy a teacup animal if you don't, without expecting for them to potentially still grow to be their full size.
Bambi's like 6 years old and he's stayed the same size.
Yeah.
Sophia's twice the size of him.
Cause like for example, I was a small baby, but I grew up
A
to be average.
baby.
A baby. I was once a baby.
Everyone was, because that's how it works.
Yeah. We were just going based off of how we were saying it.
Oh, look at the baby. Oh. This is so
I
tiny.
really don't like the male FS. This is just my own personal preference. I really don't like male FSs whose horns do not match their beard.
I mean, I really like how they have beards. I don't know if big fan of
I
that,
don't like
if
if the color doesn't match.
like,
I
for
would
example,
way
like
prefer a female.
like a lava flow FS male, because
Yeah,
the beard doesn't match
Crimson Dawn has gold horns but a black beard, and it just doesn't match to me, and it drives me insane.
It doesn't bother me as bad, but
Yeah, everybody has their own preferences, but for me, I would, yeah.
along my ace to get swamp after I eat.
I think they said they were gonna update the mapping for gold eventually to where they don't turn complete black in dark lighting.
Hopefully, because I don't like that.
I actually kind of like it, but it's also not intentional.
Yeah, I don't really like that. It's alright, just not.
Well, they didn't because they were messing with a completely new material for the gold skin, but they didn't. It was not their intention to make it turn black in certain lighting like that.
It looks like Mela from far away, doesn't it? Then when you get into close up and you can see gold flecks, but that's more obvious on the shadow skill, I feel like. Because like you can see the gold spikes at night. Well, you can't really see it for the FS or ESD.
Oh, it's a cheese baby.
A cheese baby. Nice. Oh boy, I did not like these trees at swamp. The really short ones that you hit anyway. You know, looks like you could walk through them like every other tree.
Same size. They gotta let their dog out. Their dog has the best name.
Which is?
Tutterbutt. Tutterbutt. Tutter's the Tutterbutt.
Oh, Tutterbutt. Okay. I was like,
That, if I remember correctly, it's not her official name. It's just a nickname, but it's the best.
Change
Jeez.
it to the official name, god dang.
That is something that I could potentially get is a 18A Firefly Shadow Scale.
yeah, that's kind of what I want.
Well, I have an 18A Gold, so uh, if I can get a 18A Firefly, honestly I could even get it off of my gold if it meets with another. Yes, Tutterbutt's name is actually Kita. But Tutterbutt is best nickname.
It's actually a nice name.
Yeah. Honestly, with all the pictures they send of her, she is so freaking cute too. She's a lab Rottweiler mix, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
I don't know what they're doing. I honestly think out of all the good moments of some of my videos is sometimes some of my videos for when I edit them, I don't think they'll be that long at all, but I mean hopefully that'll actually help. I'll probably post the full stream alongside with it, but
When it is 30 minutes at most, I'd say. Then again, it also depends on how long the stream actually was.
Yeah. I know some people have only streamed, but they limit the amount of time they stream. I don't want to do that because I don't want to feel like I have to completely limit my gaming time, you know what I mean? Where my man at?
Yeah.
I also kind of worry.
Like,
Another thing
if
I
you
kind
just
of.
have a set time.
Oh yeah. Another thing I kind of worry about is if I play too many games at once, they went to get milk. Um, I'm kind of trying to play a little bit of. It kind of got with me getting excited for updates and me wanting to showcase the updates without missing out, and it just got to so many games, and there's still more games I want to add. I mean, I feel like it's okay as long as I kind of balance out bringing them
Hello,
back. You
Crimson
know what I
Dawn.
mean? It'll be difficult, but for some of them, yeah,
Yeah, back on US3.
yeah, I think I see ya.
Oh, which is you?
The baby app.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah. Little,
So small.
baby burnt sky.
You're so tiny and I love it.
The males have really bright orange fins, but I do like how the female kind of has that burnt red brown like
Like
as
it's like a
part of the
dark
pattern.
chocolate brown.
It's the same. It's the same as the rest of the pattern. It's kind of like
I
a
heard my
reminds me
man
of like
was.
coppery.
Yoink.
Getting kind of big.
Yes, but I can still pick you up. That's for sure. Oh no, the baby. Oh no. Yeah, let's shake the cheese.
I think one thing that's going to be very difficult with me editing as well is trying to get voice lines to match up during cuts. If that makes sense. Like dialogue, like I don't know how much I'd be able to.
Man, that poor cheese though. That was something to look at, but that was kind of funny. Oh.
I'm being bitten at.
You poor thing.
I think cats on pillows a cat and pillows on cats a cat. This is the greatest when they do that. They are sisters, by the way. It's so great to see them do everything together. Did D.Va get bonked? I can't tell. No? She's just sitting. Okay. Oh! I mean, those A's are still something that can pass. There's not much I can do with that nesting. I don't have
Oh,
a...
I need water.
I can spawn and E-spawn, but that's not really gonna help if they have A stats. So.
Yeah, no.
So, Pillow doesn't hurry up. So the best I can do right now is kind of grow whatever I have. Jeez, my dragons are all over the place right now because it started when I first went to make my accounts, as it kind of started with me helping out the clan with certain skins and whatnot. But then eventually it just kind of led it to me, I want to slowly start collecting every skin so that I can help people, period. And just there were so many skins people didn't have. And it's not really organized. I kept all my accounts having the same gender, and then I would name the accounts based on what I just smacked on them, but, like, otherwise, it's pretty disorganized. That's why I want to organize it for 1.0. Talking about Alias 6A's. She's been working on that nesting like crazy. It's so funny when I'm streaming or just on my computer in general, and then I just see. I'm friends with a lot of. I have so many Steam friends, some of which I wouldn't necessarily say I'm friends with anymore, but but Allie, I'm friends with probably most of her accounts, and it's just so funny to just see all of her accounts just be alternated. It's great. She does play on 2 different computers. I used to, but my laptop stopped being able to run the game. The only thing my laptop's good for nowadays is for drawing.
My laptop's
I
about as
struggle
slow
with
as the second coming of Christ.
Since I've been drawing on paper and like on digital things, like on my tablet and not computer, like with a mouse, it's kind of hard for me to do mouse these days. Like in Krita, isn't there like a tablet thing you can hook up to your computer so you can actually draw a lot easier? I don't know. I think something like that exists. Maybe. Yoink.
Belgium.
I feel like I might get hate for this, but there's people talking in Spanish, and it's kind of against server rules to do it, so I'm kind of debating.
I did a thing. I think it might also be local, but I don't know. Probably not. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure Marley does.
I'm pretty sure Marley does speak English too, but you're not supposed to speak. I think it might be local as well, but you're kind of only supposed to speak other languages and groups, and it's because the team is so small they can't moderate if something is said that is not appropriate. You know what I mean? I've had players try to tell me that it was racist before, and it's like it's literally because not everybody speaks those languages, and there's kids that play this game, and they have and kind of have to make sure that that everything is so they can actually moderate it. You know, if most of the admins' main language is English.
It'd be harder to moderate.
Yes.
It happened in US4?
Apparently, yeah.
Well, I don't. Would you get banned for that? Maybe muted.
You can if you keep but if you don't listen to the admins enough.
Yeah, I was just thinking because I know a server admin.
Yeah,
Know...
Marley's saying they're only playing around. Yeah, you're not really supposed to speak anything but English and I think just global. It might be local too, but at least global you can't. And it's not racist. It's literally because they can't moderate it. It's a small indie team. They can only do so much, you know. So it is rules to only speak the language of the region. So the U.S.'s primary language is English. So as well as I think UK servers, it's okay to speak other languages though, because it's only centric around that area. You know what I mean? Around Europe, period.
Oh, Sunrise.
I think. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, it's a sunrise.
Yeah, Sunrise is really pretty. I love that skin.
It will never cease to amuse me how a group of people can be nesting and whatnot, and then some people just want to join in, and they don't even know that, which is totally fine. It amuses me in like a happy way, you know. Yeah. fine. Pillowcase. They come up with the best alt names. I'm almost juvenile.
Nice. Nope, can't pick you up anymore.
Yeah.
Check.
An FS probably can, but not even an Elder SS. I believe they updated the textures for the shadow scale and the acid spitter as well.
In like what way? Like?
Pillowcase. Alright. I can start hunting more efficiently once I reach juvenile, because it's all about getting a bile attack for the most part to get a Thornback. Whew. Tomorrow is not going to be as long as a day, 5 to 10. That's not that bad. And hopefully tomorrow, I'm trying to get through my Solasta playthrough with Drake, because I had an oh crap moment that I realized, the next DLC is coming out next month. I don't know the date, but sometime next month, and it's already, I mean, it's already the 24th of April. So quickly trying to finish that. Well, I feel like we're still at pretty close to the beginning. Neither of us have played it, so we don't know how far we are. But we want to get through the first and the second DLC, story DLC, in order to get the new one. And it's like, it's kind of a time crunch. I never realized it was coming up that soon. Oh, I'm a juvenile now, so it should be
nice.
I'm just making everything for now. So I should now be able to get bugs. I still look pretty childish, but that's alright. So it's the transition phase. It is really cool how a lot of these games exhibit growth. Is they'll make an adult model and then they'll make a baby model, and then they'll I think and then I think those are the only two actual models they use, and then everything else is kind of a transition between the two models. I'm pretty sure that's how it works on a creature survival games.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds about right.
We're gonna give everybody. It's actually a really cool process. Oh, hi, Drake.
Buenos dias.
I was just talking about how,
Yeah, we're just talking. It's okay.
It was all good things, I promise. It was about our Solasta gameplay. I did not ask you to continue it today because I don't want to do the same video of a game twice in a row.
Well,
Just,
and
yeah, just change it up a bit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if you had asked, I would have actually had to say no anyway.
Okay.
I know you're in the middle of a stream, so long story short, without like too much personal information, I had a job test I was doing today.
Oh,
which
nice.
Actually, really exciting news for the whole of YouTube to know. I finished my test, so I was supposed to take a test at 1:30 today, my time. Which would have been about 4:30 your time.
Right.
And I started my test early. I showed up. I was supposed to start at 1:30 my time. I showed up at 1. They let me start immediately. I finished the test by 1:45, and I actually had the offer of employment, like the first offer of employment, the conditional one, in my mailbox by 2:02.
Oh, wow, nice.
So, like, hypothetically speaking, like, I've already gotten the job offer. There's just, like, basically they're like, yeah, we want to hire you, but you have to jump through some hoops first.
That's reasonable. Well, congrats.
Yeah, so super excited. Uh-oh, what is this?
So I'm gonna hop off.
Alright.
And maybe play on a different game or whatever.
Alright.
So yeah, you guys, good luck with the stream.
Alright, thank you. Have a good rest of your night.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so the other half of the long story short is, so I did the job test and everything, and before I even knew about the job offer, I was leaving the place and I literally called a mechanic because I knew there was something wrong with my car. I literally drove to my test knowing that there was something wrong with my car, hoping my car wouldn't break down on the way to my test. Got to the test okay, did my thing, get into my car, I called the mechanic, I set it up, and on the way to my mechanic, I broke down.
Oh, man.
And I'm talking like, this is literally the sketchiest drive I've ever been on. So what's wrong with my car is the alternator wasn't charging the battery. So the battery was just slowly dying as it was trying to drain the battery to power the car. But for anyone who's never actually experienced that in real life, what that turns into is as your battery gets lower and lower of charge, your car has a systemized, indexed list of all of the components in an order of priority. And as the battery was getting lower and lower, it would turn off the lower priority systems to keep the car running in as safe a manner as possible. So I pull out of my testing location, get a mile down the road, turn the corner, and I get a little pop-up on my dash that says it has disabled the traction control assist, which is a system it has in place just for when there's ice on the road. So literally not a big deal. But another quarter mile down the road, I got another pop-up light that now the anti-brake fails. Now the anti-brake system has failed.
Oh.
And I get another mile down the road, and I get a pop-up that now the tire pressure sensors aren't being powered. So basically, if I was running flat, I would never know. And I get about 2 miles down the road after that, and my power steering turns off. And then I get about a quarter mile down the road, and my speedometer turns off. So I'm like, I don't know how fast I'm going. I know I'm not going fast enough. My power steering doesn't work. My brake system is sketchy at best. And so I'm at this point, like by the time my power steering has, or by the time my speedometer has failed, I am less than a mile from my mechanic. I literally had to get up the hill I was trying to get up, turn right, and my mechanic was like half a mile down the road. I was that close. But I got to the bottom of the hill, and literally as I got to the bottom of the hill, my accelerator died.
Oh my god.
So I literally coasted to a stop at the bottom of this hill. And then I called for a tow truck. Which, if I wasn't trying to drive to the mechanic to get it fixed to begin with, I would have just called a tow truck to begin with.
Right.
But I'm like, when I left the testing location, I'm like, hypothetically speaking, I might be able to make it to the mechanic and get my car fixed. And by the time I realized I couldn't make it to the mechanic, I was too far gone to... I'm like, oh, I'm going to need a tow truck no matter what, so let's get it as close as possible.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah, easily sketchiest drive I've ever been on.
Oh man. I'm glad you made it out safely.
So, And yeah, so the catch-22 with the car repair is it's cheaper than I thought it was going to be, but it's still more expensive than I want.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Because I thought I was going to need to get a new alternator, which is like close to $500. I just need to get a new belt tensioner, which is only $360.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was fun.
Fun. Yeah, we've kind of been talking about some random stuff, both about the game and period anyways, which is totally fine during a casual stream like this.
Yeah, I didn't actually know what you were streaming until I saw you were on.
Day of Dragons. Yeah, I nested Cat a Wild Galaxy, and I've been growing my Burnt Sky ASD. Or I helped nest Cat a Wild Galaxy. I fathered her Wild Galaxy, but I
thought I gave you a male.
Yeah, you did.
It's funny that I remember I gave you a male, but I don't remember what my Wild Galaxy.
I gotta write down that you renamed Draconox to Lady Drake.
Yeah.
There we go.
All of my account names should be on our sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got Lord Drake and Lady Drake, which is funny because Squink doesn't know about Lord Drake.
That's gonna crack her up.
Cause she knows about Lady Drake, because we all did that a day when she logged on. But I don't remember. I don't even remember when I changed Lord Drake to that one. She doesn't know about that one yet.
I honestly want to catch that on stream.
Although actually, ironically enough, Lord Drake is my Wild Galaxy. Lady Drake is my Painted Light.
Lord Drake is your Wild Galaxy? You must have re-nested it because that's not what the...
No. It's right
Wild Galaxy, never mind. Lady Drake's your Wild Galaxy.
My main account is Aurora, Big Brian's Crimson, Lord Drake is Wild Galaxy, Crimsol is Supernova, Lady Drake is my Painted Light, and Drakinfinite is Overo.
Oh, I could have sworn it said Lady Drake. I'd have to look again. Pillow's next thought would be Lady Pillow.
Yeah, Lord Drake is the right one, because my Wild Galaxy is on my I Am Fire account.
Okay.
So you just had the wrong account. You had the wrong account listed.
I could have sworn it said Lady Drake. I'd have to go back and look on the stream.
Yeah, because Lady Drake's my Lava Ash.
Shall be Pillow Knight? Yes. Pillow Knight. Hello, Sky.
Welcome back. Yeah, I figured I'd hop into the stream.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for D&D night to start, so you'll probably be done streaming before D&D night even starts, but
possibly. I was also talking about how editing, how it's so hard for me to get time to. I was going to do it yesterday until I got called into work. So literally all I got to do yesterday was sleep, get called into work, and then I was so tired and stressed I went back to sleep. And then today I just worked, I slept, and then I was like, I feel good enough for a stream. And I've been meaning to nest Cat a Wild Galaxy. So yeah, basically my rule of thumb is I don't want to stream the same game twice in a row unless if like something happens. Like when my Subnautica, my first ever stream, it just suddenly stopped streaming, and I still don't know how it stopped streaming, but it did.
And so the other thing I would recommend, and we can talk more about this later,
right?
If it's just as it's not necessarily while streaming conversation,
right?
But one thing that is something you'll see a lot of people do, and this is something where I would personally argue that this is plenty okay. Say for example, Saturday when we did our actual stream, and say we did a before dinner stream, and you're like, hey, we're gonna take a quick break, gonna go have some dinner, then we're gonna be right back up, we're gonna run some more of this. That's a totally different ballgame.
Yes.
But as soon as it's like, if you do like Saturday, you do one game, and then you don't stream Sunday because you're sick or whatever, and the next time you stream is Tuesday, Tuesday's stream should be a different game. Because like you said, keep diversity, keep people engaged. But in the event that you do a stream early enough that you do 2 streams in a day, which some people do.
Oh yeah.
In that event, definitely would be a different ball game as far as like, hey, you know what? We're gonna take an hour break, get some food, whatever, reset. then we're gonna be right back at it.
It's like with when I attempted to do Ark with Squink, which unfortunately her computer's too much of a potato to be able to do that. That's literally what happened. I did it because I was trying to see if it would work a second time, because it wouldn't have been fair otherwise. I didn't think it would have been. So
actually, speaking of which, I'm gonna boot up Celesta real quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna build my 2 characters for when we do Lost Crown.
Oh, okay.
Or not Lost Crown, Lost Valley.
Okay.
Because I at least have an idea for what I want to do for one of the characters. Because one of my characters for that game is going to be a cleric.
Right.
And I think I might, as a joke, to be funny, I might do a cleric and a paladin and have them be for opposing deities. So let's see what I want to come up with for characters.
I'd probably do it like a sorcerer and a ranger or something like that. I don't know.
I'm gonna mute myself while I just kind of ramble to myself, but I'm still here. I'm still in here. I'm just muting myself so you don't just hear me rambling.
Okay. Sky, you're my commentary now. Say words. I don't think Sky's here. That is a-okay. I can I mean,
I don't have to mute myself.
Oh.
I just didn't want to be rambling Celeste stuff while you're streaming something else.
Honestly, I've talked so much throughout my Day of Dragon streams about the lore, future stuff, current stuff, all of that.
Fair.
I feel like it's okay to mix it up and talk about random topics while you're streaming sometimes. I mean, would you say that's fair?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, especially a casual game, because there's games where you can...
so there's 2 ways, like, again, using other content creators that I'm familiar with.
Right.
There's basically 2 types of content creation. There's episodic and streams. Episodic, you really need to focus on keeping your commentary appropriate. It doesn't necessarily. And it doesn't necessarily have to be exactly what's going on in the game, but like a perfect example is last night I actually binged through one of the guys I follow.
Uh-huh.
He has a playthrough of Dredge, which is absolutely gorgeous game if you haven't seen it, by the way. But he was playing through Dredge, and even as a joke, because I want to say he did the entire game in one sitting. He did 19 episodes at about 20 to 25 minutes. So realistically, you're looking at about 8-9 hours of play tops, depending on how much BS you did.
Uh-huh.
So hypothetically speaking, if he did one of his binge days where he just recorded all of the episodes he wanted and broke them apart, he could have done that in one sitting pretty easy.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring that up is because he was doing them episodic. He was paying very specific attention to where his episode breaks were, and he was marking which episodes would be uploaded on which day.
Right.
Because when he started, he was doing 2 episodes a day. He was doing 1 in the morning, 1 at night. And then when he had another game starting up, he started Dredge on this day, and he was scheduled to start, I want to say it was the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. And he had that one scheduled. He's like, I know Wednesday, that's when I can start uploading these videos. So Wednesday, he would switch to doing a 1-in-1. So it was only 1 episode of Dredge a day. But the reason I bring that up is in his own commentary, he's keeping track. He's like, okay, this is, and I don't mean keeping track in vocal, but keeping track on his notes.
Right.
He's like, okay, this episode, this episode, this episode, this episode, those are all new days. And because the reason he was doing it is because as a joke gimmick to his viewers, because he used to live on a coast. He used to live in a fishing town. So as an experience to his viewers, he was doing a fishing story or a relatable story, like nothing to do with the game other than the fact that it had to do with fishing.
Right.
And he would do 1 a day. And he'd go through one and he's like, great, there's your Wednesday fishing story. And he's like, I've got another one that's really funny, but hey, you know what? I'll tell you in a couple of hours. He'd say, I'll tell you in a couple of hours, because when that recording was going, it's now 2 days later. And it's hilarious. But again, it's important because it's relatable and it keeps the episodic nature. Once you're in streams, as long as you're engaged, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Streams, you can honestly talk about whatever the heck you want. As long as you're engaging.
So I was kind of talking about a little bit how I want to edit my streams into like way smaller episodes, if that makes sense, of like highlights and stuff, like enough to where it fits like what I'm currently playing through, but to where it's engaging enough and short enough to where people can enjoy it, rather than sitting through a 2.5 hour stream of me playing. So but like I can edit, you know, like
yeah.
I was going to rewatch it and pin, okay, I want to include these set conversations and gameplay clips, you know what I mean? Like, enough to keep it going, but not enough to lose interest. Is kind of what I was wanting to shoot for. My only issue is I need to find a day where I actually have the time to edit videos, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm going to have to completely watch through the video. I'm probably going to watch it on a faster speed, honestly, because there's no need to watch it slower if I can understand it. And mark highlights, and then from there, then I'm going to break it out apart into smaller episodes. And hopefully, maybe that'll draw more people to the channel, because I am struggling with having my sub count go up. It's been plateaued for a while.
Well, and that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you're talking, so you're talking as far as like, again, using the other channel I'm familiar with. You're talking it's at least a year, sometimes a couple of years. Like he was actually talking in one of his streams. He was reminiscing about it. And he was talking about like how even when he started, he never anticipated his channel getting to the for example, he specifically said he never anticipated his channel getting to the part where his full-time job was streaming.
Wow,
like,
yeah.
He straight up quit his job, not quit, but he purposely put himself on part-time work because he wants to keep the job for the benefits, because there's killer benefits working in his career field. But he also purposely put himself on like the bare essentials for that job to qualify for benefits, because he would just much rather be streaming.
Right. Probably makes, I mean, you can make a lot of money doing it. My goal is to grow the channel enough to where it'll help smaller indie games. That's part of the reason why I'm also playing larger titles that I still enjoy, is for viewers to enjoy it, and then also just, I mean, and that's part of the reason why I'm honestly not too concerned with pumping out video editing, because I mean, I still want to grow the channel enough to be able to draw in people to actually influence smaller game communities and whatnot, like Day of Dragons. I have goals for that sort of thing, but like beyond that, I just want to I just want to help out the game communities and the people in them, if that makes sense. I mean, I think I've talked about it here before as well, but that's kind of my goals for the channel. I mean, I really enjoy gaming, and I like sharing my I'm actually enjoying being able to share my experiences with people.
Just as a side real quick, because I'm looking at it in Celesta right now. So I was talking about in our Celesta stream, depending on your background, you actually have background quests.
Yeah.
So of the backgrounds you can select, so the whole list of backgrounds is academic, acolyte, ascetic, aristocrat, artist, lawkeeper, lowlife, occultist, philosopher, sellsword, spy, and wanderer. Occultist is specifically listed as it does not have background in the Crown of the Magister. Artist is specifically listed as does not have background in the Crown of the Magister. Ascetic is specifically listed as not in Crown of the Magister. Wanderer is specifically listed as does not get introduced into Crown of the Magister, but is used in the Lost Valley.
Right.
So my sorcerer, as I mentioned, has the occultist background, but my fighter has the sellsword background. So there will come points where stuff will come up because of the sellsword. Your Dorcas has low life. That's why he's trained, or she's trained in lockpicking.
Mm-hmm.
So that quest that popped up, that we were like, that's where we stopped,
Yeah.
was when that quest started.
Yeah.
That's because of Dorcas's low life background.
Right, and I think we do have all different backgrounds, if I remember correctly, which should add some diversity.
We do have all different backgrounds. I just don't remember, because like I said, my sorcerer for sure is not gonna have a background quest because I took occultist on accident before I knew how that worked.
Right.
But I think your character, if I remember correctly, yours has the Wanderer.
Yes.
So that one might not, because all it says is introduced. It says it unlocks Primal Calling, unlocks Barbarian and Druid, the Half-Orc ancestry, and the Wanderer background for Adventures in Solasta. It doesn't say whether or not it has an actual background quests.
Yeah.
So it may or may not come up.
Right.
So, but we'll see. A philosopher paladin, that could be funny. Let's do it. So let's do... There we go. I'm okay with that.
I'm just gonna... Ooh, I'm hungry.
Ooh, that is not a bad roll at all.
Wow, that was a very delayed death for that. There we go.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. That's not bad. Give them proficiencies in... Oh, wait, what? Why can't I take that? There we go.
I don't know.
And then the other thing that's interesting is, so as you were going through character creation, same thing with languages. So like your Dorcas has Draconic because it's
Right.
a Draconic character, but it is not used in the Crown of the Magister campaign. It doesn't say whether or not it's used in Lost Valley.
Right.
But if you go to Giant, if you look at the little asterisk on Giant, it says, although part of the rule set and valid for roleplay, this element is not used in Crown of the Magister, but it is used in the Lost Valley.
Oh wow, we actually got another gold.
So... give him that.
Got a gold child.
Make an angry half-orc paladin.
Great. There's no actual orcs, right? There's just half-orc?
Orcs exist, but you cannot make an actual orc character.
Right.
Orcs exist as a species. In fact, we actually fought them in Crown of the Magister.
Right.
Remember one of the background
right.
or one of the tutorials we invaded
You're right.
an orc
It was
camp.
like a tribe, yeah.
But you cannot play as an orc. You can only play as a half-orc.
So they got a gold baby, but the stats are crap, apparently.
Of course. Okay, go back to 10 and look at 10 if I don't see.
Because that's how that works. You finally get a gold, but I don't know if there's any up stat in any of the stats at all. I would keep. I'm gonna let them know. I'd keep it. I'd keep it anyways to get.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I'll put that on. Scars. Do I want a scar? Half-orc's gotta have a scar. go. Big ol' spicy scar right down the center.
Oh, it is an A bloodline, so regardless, it is a bit of an upstat.
What kind of hair does a half-orc have?
A
Is that
mop.
a racist
I
question?
don't know. I don't think that's a race. How I see racism is it's anything that's hateful towards a particular racial group.
No, yeah, I was just asking that as a joke. Just because of how I phrased that. What kind of hair does a half-orc have?
I mean that's a stereotype. Stereotypes aren't racist though, because it's not a negative connotation towards a particular racial group.
You know, I'll keep that. I like that. Can I give him a good-looking beard?
All right, so apparently it'll help. It'll help them if I grab one of these. If I try to grab one of these gold eggs.
I'm gonna give him a beard. He's a half-orc. He can have half a beard.
Would you be able to do a pairing with this one? I would if they have different parents. You don't want any F babies. It's gonna be so much harder in 1.0 if because grandparents are gonna be included.
The game better have a way to track that.
It probably will. Jo has shown new ideas for the new AI or UI, and it's actually it's like simple but in depth.
Yeah. I mean, I don't say that in a I don't say that in an aggressive way. I'm just saying if it's gonna be something that's including 2 generations, you have to be able to track that in game. You cannot realistically nor in good consciousness, you should not expect your player to have to keep track of that external to the game.
Right.
Like if the game can keep track of it, absolutely let it go.
Oh yeah, no, I think
it's cool. But a player should not have to keep a separate log to make sure of it.
No. I'm pretty sure in the new UI it's gonna have like a small little tree. I'm trying to make sure that. Alright, so let me swap accounts, I guess. See if I perchance happen to get a gold.
Take a screenshot of this so I can show you.
Alright.
Oh, no, come back. Come back.
Don't tell me what to do. I can grow my gold SS in the meantime.
So this is going to be... this is one of the characters that I'll play in... Crown of the Magister, or not Crown of the Magister, Lost Valley.
I think I'll grab a male gold for now because Kat says she has another gold that can be paired with different parents. So we can pair those and then keep going from there. Okay. So yeah, give me 1 second, folks. You'll see a black screen in a hot second while I swap to my gold account.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I'm swapping to my gold account. I have an hour left I can stream.
Oh, actually, I didn't even realize that. I didn't do that on purpose, but I built a half-orc for Lost Valley. Lost Valley is actually what brought the half-orc in, so that actually could have a lot of roleplay stuff for Lost Valley. Didn't even do it on purpose, but I'm happy with how that turned out, actually.
Alright, let me make sure my stream should automatically pick it up. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Alright, so they're saying I should grab a male FS for now. To see if I can get
help
get FS to 18A. Not random. Oh wait, random gender, random skin. It doesn't matter if I spawn in as a gold.
Light crossbow.
Here, I'll stream for Sky again. I don't think Sky's here, but I got a dark iconic. What does a dark iconic look like with shimmer? Real quick. Not great. Not great. Some of the skins really I don't think look great with shimmer. It like messes it up too much.
Yeah, some skins look really cool, some skins look really not cool.
Yeah, a lot of my favorite skins without shimmer actually do not look nearly as good with shimmer. Dark Iconic is one of those that does not look great with shimmer. It's too busy. It's gotta like blend in, you know what I mean? I got a cheese child. Alright. Let's see if we get a gold. Oh, that's a lava ash with shimmer. I actually kind of like it. It looks like a Mela. Alright, last egg. Oops. That's not how I get out of an egg. That's how I open up the group menu. It was an all cheese nest. No E's, but no A's either. No E's, but no A's. Lowest stat is a D.
Ooh.
Highest is a B plus. How many D's? 1, 2, 3, 4 flat D's. Oh, there's a D minus. 1 D minus, and how many? D plus. A lot of D's.
So, just as a little aside for you. Just so you can understand why this is such a bad idea. Bad in the funny way. Bad as in, like, you're gonna look at this comment and you're gonna be like, why would you ever do that? And the answer is purely because I can.
Yeah.
But there's one of the homebrewed for like specifically because of how Solasta set up with its homebrew mechanics. I can make a cleric of Messiah, who in the lore of Solasta is the god of mischief, the protector of rogues, and the patron for those who chafe against society. And the 2 domains you can choose from are mischief and battle. I don't know why battle's for Messiah. I really don't. Like it, other than the fact that they're battling against society.
Maybe.
But the part about this that's like, dear God, why? In its cleric spells, like specifically in its cleric spells for this domain, Fireball.
Oh my lord.
Fireball's not even a cleric spell. Literally, clerics should never be able to cast that spell, but this cleric can do it because it's in this domain. It's gonna be fun.
Right? Alright, I got my...
It also has a really cool ability of it can cast magic spells that have its somatic component. They don't need to have a hand free for somatic components, so long as both hands are being wielded for combat-oriented items.
Right.
So if I'm wielding a two-handed weapon, I can use my two-handed sword as a combat focus. If I'm wielding a one-handed sword and a shield, I can use that as combat focus. Whereas like a wizard, you have to have a hand free to do the gestures because ooh, magic.
Ooh, magic.
So basically, this cleric's like, screw you, I'm fighting something. I can spellcast. It's gonna be fun.
Right.
What do I want to give him for a background though?
How do I not
did
have Shimmer applied?
I did philosopher. I could make him a lawkeeper. That's funny. He's a paladin that represents the god of not following society and make him a lawkeeper. Let's do it. Why not?
Nice.
I'm big on being funny and backwards.
Yeah, like the time you threw those freaking wolves off the cliff. You just pushed them.
Okay, so he's a lawkeeper, so lawfulness obviously is important to him. Should I have him be a violent? No. It'd be funny roleplay. It'd be funny in a roleplay scenario. Right. But due to just the overwhelming problems in society with violent lawkeepers,
Yeah,
I ain't that low.
That's fair.
Let's go for the valid lawful authority. Let's give him a little bit of pragmatism just to make some fun roleplay there. So he's a very lawful authoritarian person, but he also tends to sacrifice principles for practicality. So he cuts some corners, but he's lawful about it. There we go. Lawfulness, pragmatism, casual, and authoritarian. That's a good spread. Ooh, and that's a good spread. Put Dexter.
Yeah, Allie got 6 A's for Gold FS last night, apparently.
Oh, no, don't put that there. That can go there.
Wait, I need to look. I'm north, so I need to go south. So I'm over at Fallen Log right now. I filled up on food. Alright, night, Diva. If you're still watching the stream. I know I'm typing to Diva, but still.
Diva, Paladin, Athletics, and Religion. Let's do Insight. He's a lawkeeper. He should be able to search out people's insights. And let's give him history for roleplay purposes.
Running my little 18A Gold SS over.
I'll give him Orchid and Primarian.
So this is proof I do know how to get my own food. It's just, why should I expend the energy on trying to get my own food if there's an adult who, when it comes to getting food, is a whole lot easier.
Is this a concentration spell?
I remember when the Bulbous Spine Scrabs were first added. It was so interesting to have an AI that actually fought back and did damage to you, rather than just ambushed and take it. Why do Gold SS have like gold blood? 330 north, 40 west.
Wait, do I have the...
Alright. South. That's where I'm headed. Alright, I should be pretty full. Yeah. Going on a little baby journey. Sometimes you do gotta take care of yourself as a baby. I know some people don't like it how the material, I think I mentioned it earlier, how the materials for gold make it appear completely black and dark just with some gold accents and whatnot. I actually really like it. Like, I'd die for a skin that was purely like that, because obsidian gold is that, but inverted. I never realized the gold SS also has gold teeth. I thought it was just the FS. That's also a material mapping glitch. That and they have that with several skins right now. It's mostly FS skins for the most part, but another.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Oh yeah, no problem. Another prominent skin that has the issue of the raw mapping material set on nails or teeth is the leucistic ASD. It has white toes right now. They're not supposed to be. Keep accidentally setting. I always set waypoints by accident whenever I try to open up the map. All right. Oh, I see Cat. And we're in the same group, so hopefully she sees my name. Yeah, there we go.
Actually, the really funny thing, in an irony sense of the way, is with this character I'm building right now. Oh, no, that's supposed to go there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. But so I'm building this guy. He's a law keeper, so his personality is lawfulness, pragmatism, casual, and authoritarian.
Uh-huh.
But the deity he worships is literally the deity of not being lawful or culture. So it's very much backwards. It's
Yes.
hilarious.
That's gonna be fun. Alright, Cat got me. The Allskin Shimmer on Lava Ash actually looks really nice. It looks like it has like those like really glossy black scales, but then with the orange accents, it actually looks really. It actually looks like it's made of obsidian. That's really nice. There you go. We know we've been playing a while if it's been an entire in-game day. Did I say lava ash by accident, Kat? I might have said lava ash.
I think you did.
I might have. Lava ash is what I grew last stream. No, I don't know where Pillow went, but we got Cat. I was gonna eat and she took it away from me. I'm actually thirstier than I am hungry. I killed 2 scrabs on the way. A vicious little child. My SS has that gold back bling. Gold toe bling.
No, I used that on another class. Let's change that. I'll use that one, just so I have a different spell. Cool.
Cool.
So that's actually a kind of cool counterbalance to the characters. So basically the 2 characters that I'm building are very tanky, very melee centric.
Right.
Like they'll like the cleric will obviously have some spellcasting. I think the paladin eventually has some spellcasting, just not at level 1. But very much they're very melee focused. But the reason this is very cool is they're basically the 2 sides of the spectrum as far as death goes. So if the paladin goes down, the cleric has the spell Spare the Dying, so can instantly stabilize with no balance check. It's just stabilize someone you can touch.
Right.
On the other side of the spectrum, the paladin has part of the paladin subclass is called I don't remember what it was called as far as like the actual name, but the effect that it triggers is all dying creatures within 6 cells of that character have advantage on death saves.
Nice.
So basically, he's an inspiring presence that just keeps other people in the fight.
One of my pupils is... I think Cat hit my head while she was flying.
Like that. Skin tone will go too darker? No, that's way too pink. Yeah, I like that.
I know it's because the pupils do follow where your camera is looking, but like if you have your mouse angle at just it looks like your dragon's looking in two complete different directions.
That's because it is.
Yeah. It's because the head movement is also confused where your mouse is actually pointing. But it looks like you hit your head on something really freaking hard. Both on our little goldies who look almost pitch black. You have to really zoom in on the FS in the dark to see. It's way more obvious. I think it's most obvious in the shadow scale. Because they got because their spikes and their claws don't go to that color. It's so nice.
That's some freaking crazy hair.
Love how you're talking like I can see.
I'll send you a screenshot in a sec. Like, so that's the front. Which, honestly, I would legitimately use this hairstyle if it was just the back and the sides. The reason I'm not taking it is I don't like the top. But that's what it looks like from the front.
Right.
And that's what it looks like from the back.
Nice.
So like I legitimately think that looks really cool for like a combat paladin type character.
Right.
But I just don't care for the friggin' 4 buns on the top. It looks so silly.
Yeah. I can agree. Where'd they go? Don't leave me. My sibling.
Okay. I am gonna send you. I'm gonna send you 2 of them, and I just want your opinion because I like both. So I just kind of want a second opinion because I would be perfectly okay with either one.
Right.
So I'm not gonna send you the front and back for both of these, just because the big thing with both of them is you can see it from the front, or rather, you can kind of get the gist for it. So I'll actually send you the back one for this, just because this one actually goes fairly far. So that's the first one I'm considering. And then this is the second one. And I just want to know what you think looks better, because I like both.
Give me a sec. I am running.
Oh, you're good. So it's basically, it's either a side pony or like a very long, loose pony. But I like both, so that's why I'm like, give me an opinion, because you'll be staring at it as much as I will. See what I mean? I like both of them.
I kind of like the side pony better. Goodbye.
Bye.
This guy doing his casual entrance and spectating and then leaving. Jeez.
How dare. Okay.
How dare.
I'm gonna make you.
How dare.
Ooh, I kind of like that. I was going for a redhead look, but then I looked at the orange, and like the orange, it almost looks like it's like a faded red. I don't know if that makes sense. You'll see it when we play.
Okay. I'll make my characters for that on stream when we get to
I
it.
figure. Well, and I'm keeping enough notes as far as like
Right.
I wrote down the bare basics, so once we actually get to it in stream, I'll be able to like just very quickly go over my characters. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not really worth devoting to actually playing any game because in about an hour I'll be starting D&D. So
there was a spider on Cat's keyboard and it became a sacrifice. So Pillow said that's what that baning was. Wait, yeah, cats on Xena and Pillows on Medusa. Oh wow, I've grown a bit. It's so hard to tell sometimes because you always think you're tiny until you have something to compare yourself to that's even smaller. It is my daughter from my Drake. You had a grandbaby.
already?
Yeah, I birthed Cat a Wild Galaxy. I feel like it says something that that my most ungrown dragons are males. I think that says something about my nesting. Slash more desirable skins, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're all little babies in our little baby band. Peeps are saying that the ledge shroom in Ravine has a 45-minute timer, but the FS shrooms don't have timers. They have a standard set of time that they can spawn in between, but it cannot be generalized. All FS shroom times are random. There's two people that are saying in chat that one shroom spawns every 45 minutes, but it does not. But it does not. All flame stalker shrooms are random.
Alright. And close that. Open. I don't remember that character. I must have had some fun throwing some random characters together.
It's not gonna. I definitely believe that shrooms can spawn within a smaller ratio of a range of time. But it's not going to be exact. It's not going to be as exact as the ASD or the Shadow Scale Shroom, because those spawn an hour apart on the dot. Those are the only reliably spawning shrooms. But none of the FS shrooms can be reliably timed to the minute. You know what I mean? I do believe that, yeah, the lead shroom does spawn pretty frequently within a set amount of time, but it can't be narrowed down to the hour or to the minute or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, if you're talking about FS shrooms, yeah.
Yes.
You said ledge, and I was thinking
ledge and FS. Ledge is the. There's no. Ledge
well,
yeah.
I was thinking of the
oh, ramp.
Redwood Fort.
Yeah,
I was
you were
thinking
of
ramp.
ramp. Yeah, that can reliably.
I'm like that one you can go to the
oh,
minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but the ledge shroom for FS's
Okay. Well, those will be fun characters. I'm excited to have those ready. Now we can exclusive full screen. Yes, fix. Please, fix. Please, stop, fix. I think when I talk like that, my computer is very confused at what I want. Please stop, fix. You want me to stop or do you want me to fix? Okay. Well, that's ready. What else can I do to waste time? I guess I can turn off my Switch. I won't be getting to play that.
Dane Drake. How dare you?
Just for giggles. So I finished. So I told you I broke Knights of the Old Republic. I played my first game legit, and then I played the second game where I kind of like cheesed it just because I wanted to have some fun, see how it worked.
Right.
So after my experience cheesing the first one, I loaded up the second one. I haven't actually started a playthrough as far as like a dedicated playthrough, but I wanted to see to the extent that you can cheese a character in the second game, and it's actually worse. In the sense of like my character was broken in the first game. If I were to play this character in the second game, it wouldn't even be playing a game at this point. Like, for starters, it actually has the cheat menu for the second game actually has like you can heal your character on the spot. You can just turn on invulnerability as much as you want. You can turn on God mode anytime you want. And it has a fast travel system in there, which is really cool. Those are not like the heal and the quality of life fast traveling system is really nice. But the reason this character's broken is because of the weapons that exist in the second game that don't exist in the first one. So I did basically the same setup I did in Coder 1, where I gave myself all of the combat feats that I wanted. So he's got as good a 2-weapon fighting as he could possibly get. He's got all the maxed out combat feats as far as like flurries, power attacks, critical hits, etc. But where it breaks is the weapon categories. So because he's a 2-weapon fighter, I've got him dual wielding pistols, and then he switches to a 2-handed sword because the 2-handed sword is actually just straight up better than the 1-handed swords that exist.
Right.
So the 2-handed sword is a flat damage, or so it's by default before any upgrades are applied. It's 4 to 32 damage. That's the flat of the sword. The upgrades that are put on it grant a bonus damage of 2 to 16, so 2d8s. Cold damage. It doubles the critical range. It grants it the Keen ability. So instead of a critical just on 20, it's now critical on 19 or 20. It does double damage, and it adds what's called critical threat. So it doubles the base damage and then adds 2d8 on top of it.
Right.
And then it also grants me damage resistance to fire. Like literally just holding the sword, because one of the upgrades emanates frost magic. Well, not magic, because it's Star Wars, but emanates frost off of it. So it grants me heat resistance just holding it. But then the pistols I've got are what's broken as hell, because I've got 2 Mandalorian disintegrators. So at level 1, with 2 Mandalorian disintegrators fully upgraded, I have flat attack damage, like guarantee if I get a hit, it's 13 damage. Guaranteed. With a highest damage output of 55 per attack. I get 2 attacks per turn, and my first attack is a plus 24 to hit, the second attack is a plus 21.
So actually, there is magic in Star Wars. It's rare, and it's usually in smaller, like the Night Sisters, for example, are a good example of magic.
I was actually going to specifically reference the Night Sisters because they are very good about this in the lore. So magic exists, quote unquote magic exists, but it's also very, 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 very canonically recognized as just an impractical application of force manipulation across force sensitive.
Oh yeah.
They very specifically say this between a couple of the books and the events of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They explain that, like, using Cal as an example, since he's the one that met the Night Sisters in the Jedi Fallen Order.
Right.
If Cal were to study and were to learn the application for how the Night Sisters are doing it, he could replicate that very easily. It's so far from the normal of what Jedi and Sith are taught that it's not that it would be impossible to learn it, but it would be very impractical.
Right.
Because ever since he was a kid, because you got to remember, Cal did his training with the Jedi before Order 66. He was in hiding for 5 years. So just as an age gap, like just to set the tone, most Jedis are accepted for training between, I don't know the age they actually say, but like for real life application, it would be the effective of like preschool to like 3rd grade.
Yeah, because Anakin was way too old and he was 10. Just as an example.
Like so like a very good range is like from preschool to 3rd grade is when they would typically be taken for Jedi training.
Yeah.
And then to get to a Padawan status on your own, like where you're no longer expected to just travel with your master everywhere, to get as a solo Padawan where he is allowed to be on his own and not supervised, he was probably between the age of 23 and 28 before Order 66.
Yeah.
No, actually, because they actually said, no, now that I'm thinking about it, because I just replayed Fallen Order, he actually never made it through training.
Yeah.
He was actually in training when Order 66 happened. But he was a fair way into training. So ballpark range when Order 66 hit, I would say he was probably between, I'd say 15 is about the youngest I could see, and 18's about the oldest I could imagine. Like 18 would be pushing it. I could see him being like 15, 16. So he was a Padawan for about 6 years, and then 5 years gap. So he had 10 years of training, or 10 years of experience, 5 of which were actively trying to suppress his force sensitivity so he wouldn't be detected.
Right.
So for him to then just suddenly reopen that gap, like there's a reason as you're playing through Jedi Fallen Order Like, you don't learn new Force abilities. This is actually, I was just talking to a friend of mine. This is one of my favorite things about the game. Is there's actually a point in Jedi Fallen Order where Cal makes a little joke comment to himself, and he's like, I've gone through all this crap in the last couple weeks, and I'm finally back to where I was when I lost my trainer, like when I lost my mentor. Because as the game is going on, he is opening up repressed memories to learn stuff he learned as a kid, like to remember how to do it. And so he is learning to undo those mental blocks. So as a character, Cal, just using him since it's such an easy character to use in modern Star Wars media, if when Jedi Fallen Order kicked off, his goal was to learn how to do what the Night Sisters do, it would be very easy for him because he's already spent X amount of time removed from the Jedi Order, X amount of time suppressing his Force talent, etc. So if he were picked up by the Night Sisters and taught to apply it in that manner, it would actually be very easy for him.
Right.
But the moment those mental blocks started coming down, the moment he started progressing back into the Jedi path, undoing that, re-embracing his training, it basically closes that door off to him. Like, they explain in multiple sources of Star Wars lore that the Force is absolutely astounding in how widespread its applications are.
Yes.
I mean, they explain in, like, just purely in the movies, there's actual canonical references to people who can learn to bring people back from the dead.
Oh, yeah.
As an actual practical application of the Force.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that when using the Force for applications like that, they don't even realize they are using it.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is where magic comes from in Star Wars. Is a lot of the time it's people who are Force sensitive that were never actually trained that are able to do these applications that they just learn how to do it all.
Basically do stuff they shouldn't be able to do. Like, for example, using Coder as an example, since it's what I've been playing most recently, like they explain in Coder lore, which if anyone's not familiar with Coder takes place thousands of years before the movies. It's in the time frame of the Old Republic.
Right. It's at least 3,000. It's around it's a little more than 3,000 years, I think, if I remember correctly.
So the Old Republic timeline is 3,000 years before the movies. The games itself is closer to 2 because the games take place towards the end of the Old Republic. Because the Coder 2, I think actually if you were to break down exactly how they separate the timelines, I think Coder 2 is actually set outside of the Old Republic. Because Coder 1 ends the Old Republic because the Jedi Civil War, when the Jedi collapse, I think that ends the Old Republic and starts off a different... It doesn't start off Legacy. Because Legacy is the timeline for the movies.
Right. Kat brings up another good point, and I kind of wanted to bring it up, that the Willow series is canonical to being in the Star Wars franchise.
I would have to look up what Willow is, but that doesn't
surprise me. You don't know what Willow... Drake! I'm sorry, you don't know what Willow is? It's a Lucasfilm... Well, it started as a Lucasfilm movie. It's one of my absolute favorite, it's honestly one of my favorite standalone films of all time. Disney Plus just did a show on it to,
I don't have Disney Plus.
Yeah, you didn't hear about all the news that, oh my gosh, they're bringing Willow back as a show? It unfortunately won't have a second season, but, it stars Warwick Davis. You've never seen Willow. Kat says, how dare Drake.
Sorry.
Okay, that's something we need to watch for movie night. So the events of Willow do take place on a moon in the Outer Rim. I don't remember the name of it. They do perform magic, and they do use wands. Interestingly, they do use wands in order to direct that magic, which makes sense in the Force perspective. Honestly, one of the long lost forms of magic in Star Wars, which is part of how a lot of the inspiration for my OC came to be, is shapeshifting is actually a thing. It's a very rare thing you can do with the Force, but like it's a thing. There's so much magic in Willow. It's like a traditional fantasy, but it does indeed take place within it's a standalone Star Wars film, basically, and it was never actually explicitly said in the film whether it was, but Lucasfilm did make other films other than Star Wars that aren't as big. Like like a lot of people don't know, Boba Fett's first ever appearance was in the Star Wars Holiday Special. It was not in The Empire Strikes Back.
Trying to find a list
Don't
of.
crucify me, but I've never seen a single Star Wars film.
You have not
Okay.
seen a single Star Wars film.
No.
Nope.
I have actually had this conversation with somebody, and so this is where I draw the line. If you can legitimately tell me you've never seen anything Star Wars, like I know somebody who's never watched Star Wars, never played a Star Wars video game, like literally couldn't tell you the first thing of Star Wars lore. I can respect that. I can understand that. For the exact same reasons, like I said, I've never even heard of Willow, and I'm a huge Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
But where I draw the line is this same person that I know was absolutely adamant that despite the fact they've never watched a Star Wars movie, they've never played a Star Wars video game, never read a Star Wars book, they have had no experience with Star Wars other than knowing it's a name in sci-fi fantasy, and they were absolutely adamant that they didn't like Star Wars. And I'm like, no, you cannot do that.
You can't say you can't say you don't like something if you've never actually tried it, period.
Correct. If you want to tell me you've had no experience with it whatsoever, I can understand that. I can respect that. If you can tell me you don't have an interest in doing it, I can understand that, and I can respect that. Because, like I said, with Star Wars, the big things you need to know is it's sci-fi fantasy. Anyone who's not a fan of sci-fi fantasy, I'm not going to try to change their mind on it. But it's like you can know enough about it to know you don't care to watch it. You can straight up just never have been exposed to it, period. But to say you've never been exposed to it, period, and you simultaneously do not like it, I draw the line there.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen the films. I've played games, and like I'm pretty sure there was a show. That's about it though.
Well, we need to have like a Star Wars marathon or something.
Good luck with that.
Right, it's gonna be so hard.
Depending on how far into that you want to get in depth. Ooh boy.
Oh yeah.
I
honestly haven't even seen everything. I know the lore of a lot of the Clone Wars and Rebels and all of that. I know the lore, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, that's the name. It's not Legacy, it's Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the closest thing I can find to get me to the timeline.
Real quick, I haven't heard or seen from her in a while, but Nugget is on. This is our friend Nugget. We haven't heard from her in forever, and she is on, and she is with us, and she's our glowy guardian.
Hi, Nugget.
It's Nugget.
I know I'm not in game, but hi. Okay, so what is BBY in Star Wars terms?
It's before a certain battle. That's how time is kept in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's before, I don't remember what battle it was.
Before the Battle of Yavin.
Yes.
So the Battle of Yavin is very specifically referenced as the climatic battle at the end of A New Hope.
Right.
With Luke destroying the first Death Star. So basically the end of the first movie in release year.
Right.
The end of the fourth. So basically it's the end of the rebellion. So the Old Republic, to go back to my original statement, the Old Republic timeline is everything is before the Battle of Yavin. The Old Republic starts as an era 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin,
right,
and ends about 1,000 years. So it's a huge timeline. But the reason, going back again to where I was talking about, I think KOTOR 2 technically falls as outside of the Old Republic, because the Outside Republic ends about 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, and that starts the timeline called the Rise of the Empire.
Right.
And it's described as, after the seemingly defeat of the Sith, the Republic enters a state of complacency. In the waning years of the Republic, the Senate was rife with corruption and scandal, saddled with bureaucracy so immense that the governing was nearly impossible, yada yada, leading into the Battle of Yavin.
Right.
So I think very specifically, KOTOR 2 falls into the Rise of the Empire, because as the game is starting off, they explain that your main character, without ruining it for anyone who's not played it and plans to, the main character is a super important character in Star Wars lore, referred to as the Exile of Malachor, who, as at the end of the Jedi Civil, or not the end of the Jedi Civil War, but the Mandalorian Wars, when the Mandalorians were trying to overtake the Republic, the Jedi were told they cannot intervene. Revan led a group of Jedi to intervene because they felt they needed to stop them, and they basically betrayed the Jedi Order. Revan then continued, which Revan is the main point line of the first game. Revan then disappeared from the Republic after the events of the Mandalorian War, and nobody knows what happened, at least as far as in the timeline. Basically, the second game is following, I think it's like 5 years after what happened in the first game, but you're playing as the Exile of Malachor. You literally, your character's background is you followed Revan into battle. You were one of Revan's like senior lieutenants, and after the Battle of Malachor, where the Mandalorian threat was just eviscerated, completely eviscerated, Revan dropped off the face of the world. Nobody knows where Revan is. And your character goes back to the Jedi Order to accept punishment and gets exiled from the Jedi Order. They literally severed the connection to the Force. Straight up, like, literally wounded the character in such a way that they cannot access the Force anymore. And they, like, it's explained in the lore of KOTOR that that punishment is very rarely used.
Right.
Like, we're talking, like, that's like the equivalent of getting the death sentence in the American capital system as far as, like, severity of the punishment. But so part of the lore of the game is, like, literally as the game's kicking off, he is literally being recognized as the last Jedi. Even though he's severed from the Force, he hasn't been a Jedi for 5 years, he is literally being recognized as the last of the Jedi. So I think that's why it falls into the category of the Rise of the Empires, because the Jedi just disappeared, and the one person everybody recognizes as a Jedi is literally not even affiliated.
Right.
But I think it's in that, like, very, very subtle gap where it's like it's not quite either option. So anyway, there's your Star Wars lore for the day.
I love how Star Wars lore while on a DoD stream, but like I said before, I think casual conversation, even if it's not entirely related to whatever game we're playing, is totally fine. We're keeping the audience.
We're just building hype for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Which,
right?
Oh my lord, I'm so excited for that.
I have so many.
I need to finish the book, because I literally re-downloaded Fallen Order and binged it in a day and a half, just so I could read the book, because the book takes place with in between the two. So it's like the series of events leading up to what's the word? So the book is called Battle Scars, and Jedi Fallen Order takes place, and then Survivor takes place 5 years after. Well, Battle Scars doesn't go the whole gap, but it's set in the 5 years that are not covered in the games. So I'm really excited to read that one.
We're all fangirling in group chat. Don't worry. I can keep track of multiple conversations at once. Nugget is going all out and wants to get me back into World of Warcraft.
Gross.
That's my favorite.
So this falls into the category of, like I was saying, like, I have never played World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, you don't like
but
MMOs, period, though.
I was gonna say, literally, the extent of all of the information I know about World of Warcraft tells me I just have zero interest in playing.
That's fair. Not everything
Like-
is for everybody, though. I do think it is. The game's 20 freaking years old next year. It's 19 years old. I mean,
No,
for it to
like,
be
it's-
that, it's good.
It's one of those things.
It's one.
Yeah.
I was telling Drake because he said he wasn't going to see the new Dungeons and Dragons movie in theaters. I said, Nugget says WoW is not gross and she's gonna castrate him with love.
Good. That means you'll get back on Discord and talk to us every once in a while.
Gosh.
No, it's just
Slay castration.
So yeah, to explain, there are only 2 MMOs I have ever tolerated in the sense of an MMORPG. I like MMO games in a conceptual level. Like, one of my favorite shooter games that exists is called PlanetSide 2. It's literally like a 300-person server that are fighting. Like, it's just a Call of Duty to 9,000% dial-up. Literally, you're just fighting to maintain control of a map, and if somebody gets total control of the map, it triggers a map wipe where it just resets. You can't fight on the map for like 6 hours, and when it resets, everybody's got 1/3 of the map.
Nugget wants it. I gotta give Nugget access. Hold on. Nugget wants to say a few words. I'm actually surprised. Nugget should have the admin role, so she should be able to come in here.
But so yeah, I like PlanetSide 2.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot.
Oh, Nugget figured it out. Hi, Nugget.
Jake, we gotta have a talk, buddy.
Nah, I don't like MMOs. Period. That's what I was just in the process of explaining. Like, as much as I love Elder Scrolls as a setting, as much as I love the Elder Scrolls games, I literally cannot stand ESO. There are 2 across all of the MMOs I have ever tried. I've tried dozens of them, and there are 2 that I can tolerate for longer than an hour. And one of them is, I'm sure absolutely no one in this voice chat / whoever's watching the YouTube stream, I'm sure no one's going to be surprised by the first one I mentioned, because it's Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yep.
And I want to emphasize this so strongly. The only reason I tolerate that one is because my love of Star Wars lore overpowers my intense hatred of anime.
By the way, Old Republic is made, you can kind of just ignore everybody around you and play it like a single player game fine.
Correct. And that's quite literally one of the biggest reasons that I still play it. I shouldn't say still play it, I haven't played it in years.
Yeah, I haven't
one of the
either.
biggest reasons. That's one of the biggest reasons I liked it. And then the only other MMO I liked, and it's very much for the same reason, as far as like it's set on instantialized loot, so you're not fighting for loot, you're not competing for loot like that. It's Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
And to explain why that one is such a dramatic, as far as like my history goes, I played Guild Wars 1. I played it with my college roommate my first year of college, and out of every MMO I have ever actually given the courtesy to try, Guild Wars 1 is by far my least favorite.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, my roommate at the time, we played Guild Wars 1, we tried it, I was so absolutely furious about it, that he actually, as a joke, he's like, do we need to go see a, psychiatrist, when I told him I wanted to play Guild Wars 2? Because he was right there when I was explaining everything I hated about the first game.
Yeah.
And then I straight up told him, I'm like, yeah, I pre-ordered Guild Wars 2. And he's like, what happened? And I explained to him exactly the reasons for it, because I like the lore system, and I like that they're bringing in these mechanics to make it more friendly for yes, there's still raids, yes, there's still group activities, but they have, one of the things they did that Destiny kind of cheated off of this a little bit too, but they've got events where if you're doing the event at certain times, it will very spontaneously pull other people into the event that are doing the event from their server.
You know what I'm so upset about? I paid $60 for Destiny 2 just for them to make it free 2 weeks later.
Oh my god.
I didn't get anything from it, bro.
The biggest thing I'm upset about Destiny 2 is,
Destiny 2.
and
Just
well,
that's it,
no.
bro.
So this actually is better. Like, it's more applicable to Destiny 2 than Destiny 1, simply because of like modern, like Destiny 1's not as big of a deal nowadays, but it
Yeah.
applies to both. But the biggest thing I have a problem with the Destiny series, like I love the gunplay. I've played ridiculous amount of hours on both games,
Mhm.
like unholy amounts of hours on both games. And the problem I have, the biggest problem is what I refer to it very politely as inability to deliver.
Yeah, no, I've
And
noticed that.
well, I don't mean as far as like delivering on hype. I don't mean
Well,
like
the storylines for like at least the past 2 expansions in Destiny 2 haven't been the greatest. Like the new one that came out, isn't
well, no,
actually that bad.
well, and that's what I'm saying is like I'm not even talking about specifics. I am talking inability to deliver
Yeah.
on the absolutely fundamental gameplay loop that game is centered around. If you were to try to explain the absolute bare minimum of what Destiny is supposed to be as a game, as far as like not even gameplay, like literally plot. What is the game? What is the game about?
Space game, ride crotch rocket, kill monsters, do storyline. Yay!
No, I'm talking like fundamental. Like if you had to explain it in 15 words or less. You are meant to be a superpowered being delivering humanity forward. They explain that all of the Guardians are brought back from the dead. They are purposely losing their memory so that they're not actually trying to chase their personal life. They are brought back with the purest extension of trying to push humanity forward. And it's a power fantasy. Literally, the game at its core is a power fantasy. And when I say inability to deliver, if you look at all, like between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, look at their updates, look at their releases, look at everything they've done to maintain the game in the state that it's in currently, and how many of their updates have been for the full purpose of taking that power fantasy away from you. Oh, this is overpowered. We're turning that off until we fix it. Oh, this isn't working like it's supposed to. People are abusing it. We're turning it off.
It sounds like Overwatch 2.
It is. But Overwatch is, at the same time, Overwatch is a different game.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Overwatch is not marketed as a power fantasy. Overwatch is marketed as a competitive 2-person or competitive 5v5 shooter. So even though they're constantly updating the game, it is for the purpose of maintaining and delivering that promise of a 5v5 competitive shooter. Whereas Destiny, at its absolute core, is marketed as a power fantasy that allows you to explore something that literally, in all possible human senses of the word, would never be achievable.
Yeah.
Like, you will never, not in our timeline, you will not wake up and find that the reality of what Destiny 2 is presenting to you is there. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years from now, maybe.
Oh yeah,
but,
for sure.
But not in our lifetime.
To me, it's just it's kind of just become more of a repetitive game, and that's why I have such a hard time getting back into it, because I played a lot of the Destiny 1 games, and then I got into Destiny 2, and I was just like, this just is the same thing over and over again with different plot lines behind it.
Yeah, but it's it's the exact same problem that God, what was that recent Outlanders, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally less than a month after Outlanders launched, they were hit with the exact same backlash where everybody was complaining about the exact same things, because again, at the core of the gameplay loop, Outlanders was meant to be a power fantasy, and they spent so much on their time focused on trying to overtune these things for the perfect balance. And the reason, in Destiny, as much as that's my critical complaint, is the lack of deliver on the power fantasy, you can make the argument that yes, they're not delivering on it, they have to overtune it, because there is still a competitive nature to it.
Oh yeah. Literally.
Because there is still
Literally.
competitive play. There's the Crucible, there's
Yeah.
the Trials of the Nine, whatever it's called.
I think like the big thing with like the power fantasy games is that it feels like a lot of those kinds of games don't really have a story like fleshed out entirely, and it feels almost kind of like they're just like, oh hey, yeah, no, we kind of just decided this for the plot line like not long before we decided to actually start working on this expansion, and it's just like,
yeah,
there's a lot of like plot holes, and just some stuff kind of like contradicts other things, and it just doesn't make sense.
Like I'm trying to think if there's an actual good, like a really strong good example of a power fantasy in modern game releases.
I don't think so, because I think it's really hard to do power fantasies like games, just because of the fact that it's just like it's supposed to be a power fantasy game, and they're trying to dial it back to like so you're not overpowered.
I want to legitimately say I think, and this is funny because I really don't mean to beat a horse with a stick with this subject, but I think legitimately, at least the last good one that I personally have played, have experienced, I think the last good one was a Star Wars game, and it was Star Wars. And it was Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and that game had a lot of issues. Mm-hmm. But when I say that that was a very good example of the power fantasy, is if you look at every single Star Wars game to date, as far as like what your character's capable of achieving, what your character, like how it works mechanically speaking, mm-hmm. you like it's a very, very fine balance of like, as a Jedi, like, is this the proper time to use my Force powers? Or should I save them for a better moment? Because it's a very fine resource that you have to maintain. Whereas with The Force Unleashed, and they very specifically marketed this way, they explain that in the lore, which granted the game is not canonical as far as like series, the movies, the books, etc. But to the lore of them, like to the lore of what they were willing to work with, they explain that the character that you play as in The Force Unleashed is a force sensitive nature that on the level that nobody's ever seen before. Like, he has so much raw power, so much raw potential that's why everybody's fighting over. Like, that's why Darth Vader like turns on his own troops on the invasion of Kashyyyk.
Yeah.
Because he realizes this and he wants to keep it to himself. Like, that's literally half the reason the game kicks off, is because this guy has so much raw power, raw potential. And in the game, it works because, like, yeah, there's cinematic scenes. Like, one of my favorite scenes in a Star Wars game to date is still from The Force Unleashed, when Starkiller rips, and I mean rips, a Star Destroyer out of the sky, out of orbit. Like, straight up sees it. He's like, that needs to be dealt with. And he's like, okay. And he pulls it out of the sky. Like, in contrast, Luke, which granted Luke at the time of this event was minimal training, but still, Luke struggled to lift a decrepit, rusty, worn down X-Wing out of a swamp.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy rips a Star Destroyer out of orbit while it's flying.
You know, he also killed some kids when he was younger, but you know.
Right, still, but that's what I mean. Like, so there's those cinematic moments where it's like, yeah, that's like, it's cinematic, it's meant to look cool, but like, it's not actually you as far as like gameplay wise. But in game, like, you have those moments where it's like, yeah, you get into a fight, and as soon as fights trigger, you don't have to maintain your forces to the same degree, but like, you have to be a little more conscientious about it. But
yeah, for sure.
So you just using a very average force meter, quote unquote, in 99% of a game, if you were to take your force meter in a Jedi game and fully deplete it, you would probably be running around without force powers, with the exception of like if you took a rest, if you reset, like in a legitimate gameplay loop. If you fully depleted your force powers, you're out of force powers for between a minute to 2 minutes, depending on the game.
Mm-hmm.
even in the most intense moments, if you fully deplete your force meter in Force Unleashed, you're out of force powers for 15 seconds. Like, it drains, it sits there for a second, and then once it starts charging, like, you would have to sit there with a millimeter marker, and like the moment it starts charging, you would have to press a button to drain it again. If your goal was to keep that meter fully drained as long as possible. Because if you're not jumping on a force power the moment you have that force available, it refills faster than it drains. Like, it refills on a stupidly large level, and that's why I say, specifically from the goal of being a power creep fantasy, it succeeded.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the game had plenty of problems. It's by no means one of my, like, there's lots of things it could have done better, but on that very specific level, it succeeded. At least, again, in my opinion. I'm sure there's plenty of Star Wars fans out there that would also completely disagree with me. But that's at least my 2 cents on it. But yeah, the problem is there's too many games that say they're going to be a power creep fantasy that immediately take it away from you because it's working too well. And like Destiny, just to go full circle to why I brought it up, Destiny does it too much. Like too many of their updates, too many of their patches are specifically pushed, or too many of their hotfixes rather. Too many of their hotfixes are pushed with the intent of taking away that power fantasy, when that's literally at the core what the game is supposed to be. Like, if I wanted to play a Call of Duty level shooter, I'd play Call of Duty, not Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go play a shooter game that promises me I'm a superpowered undead alien creature that then spends 90% of its time trying to take away my superpowers because they're working too effectively.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's, again, inability to deliver. And that's my biggest problem with Destiny.
Yeah.
After that long-winded rant. That being said, I do gotta go. It's time for my D&D to start up.
Bro.
I told Ami when I first joined that I was starting D&D soon. They're waiting on me. Everyone's there.
I joined this call like 30 minutes ago.
That's okay. I can stay with you a little bit more, Nugget. I was gonna...
Nugget, it was very nice to see you again. It was very nice talking to you again.
I don't know when I'm ever gonna see you again. My life has been kind of chaotic.
Jeez,
So...
I understand that.
Me too. Have a good night, guys.
Night, Drake. Nugget.
Hello.
How are you? I haven't seen you in forever.
I'm here.
I totally understand being
intoxicated, bro.
Oh.
Ravioli.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm sitting over here like, don't get me wrong, I completely agree with the points, but I'm like trying to focus on talking to Bunny and listening at the same time.
Oh no, you're good. I've been doing the same thing all night, paying attention to 2 different conversations at once. Three actually, because I've had to pay attention to chat too, but it doesn't go by too fast. But I still sometimes I feel like I just completely miss Katz's slay intoxication. It's gonna be so interesting when I eventually start editing. Gosh, I work so much, and then I do just streaming both for fun to share my moments, and I also want to help out. Honestly, I've thought about streaming for the longest time. People have told me I'd be good at it and that it would be fun. But then when Day of Dragons was like, hey, we're gonna start doing things with our content creators and let them have giveaways and stuff, and I'm like, I want to help.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I need to qualify first before I'm considered an official Day of Dragons content creator, but it's gonna be a long journey. You need 1,500 subs.
Holy cow.
Yeah, they upped it. They upped it once they announced the event.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, though, just because it's
to make sure you're an actual content creator and stuff.
Well, not just that, but I guess it's kind of like, they want to make sure that like there's gonna be people that are actually like
Yeah.
getting the giveaways instead of there just being like 3 people that
Right.
like nod each other for it that potentially already have the game.
Right. Gosh. So yeah, they're gonna be giving away like it depends on how many views you get. Like you'll get keys for like DLC and skin keys and game keys, all that fun stuff. So I hope to make it there one day. My sub count is kind of plateaued. I've been meaning to spend time editing, but I work so much that it's just like it's so hard to fit in that time. I actually meant to yesterday, but then I got called into work because my coworker said they were sick, so I had to go into work even though it was one of my only 2 days off. And then every day this week I work until like from 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Except tomorrow. Tomorrow I work from 5 to 10 a.m. So hopefully maybe tomorrow, maybe I don't know, but
Ooh, yay.
So yeah, I've just been every time I go to play something, I basically just stream, and I mean, it's not too different. I just try to keep in mind that there's an audience, so I just try to stay interactive, and the people also might play back, but then also sometimes these streams are like I'd notice on on average they're probably like 2.5 hours. So definitely gonna edit like highlights for like basic gameplay moments and like fun moments and all that stuff.
Heck yeah, make some like shorts and stuff.
Yeah, so try to rope in more people.
Girl, trust me, like I get it. I developed the habit of just talking to myself.
Yeah.
Because of my
I've
Twitch
always
streaming.
Yes, same. I've always just talked to myself, period. So now it's like, okay, instead of talking to myself, I'm gonna talk to people, even if nobody's watching. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm talking to people.
Dude, I do that by myself now.
Yeah.
I talk to the voices in my head and they keep me company.
That's a mood. Oh my gosh, there was so much. I didn't want to interrupt any of y'all. But that's the good thing about playing socially sometimes is I don't have to necessarily worry about directly talking to the audience. We can just talk and it'd be entertaining to people. Gosh, Drake, but like I think one thing I was gonna say was Drake said he wasn't going to see the Dave Dragons Dungeons and Dragons movie, because he's heard mixed reviews from his friends, and then also because the movie theaters are expensive.
Good. I'm not even gonna lie to you, it is
freaking
really good.
It is.
So the cool thing about that movie is that they the directors and the cast actually rolled dice at certain points.
Did they actually? Oh my god.
So there's I don't want to say anything without like spoiling a really funny part. But one of the best parts of the movie, they like the comments are all like nobody definitely rolled over a 3 for this portion of the movie.
Oh yeah.
Because they quite literally like rolled die to like determine.
I never knew that. That just makes it so much better. I don't know why Pillow gave me a bug.
I forgot I had Shimmer. I'm sorry.
You're good. Oh, did you have the gold key?
Yeah, I subscribed for like the 200. I actually have the bio plushie.
Nice, yeah. I have mine sitting on top of my PC. It's like sitting to where it doesn't get anything and it doesn't block any heat or anything. It's just sitting on my PC because I don't trust it to sit on my desk because I eat food at my desk. So I got my little bio there. The movie just felt so entirely authentic to where I'm excited. I have so many games I'm juggling on my channel, and I'm trying to like balance between them. But this thing is, I play so many games, so I usually kind of play them when I feel like it. But like now, like whenever there's an update, I'm like, oh my god, I gotta stream that. Oh my god, I gotta stream that. Like definitely, But then I also like want to keep like social games and like games that can play adequately with people. Like Drake and I are playing Solasta, so it's a complete home. It's based off of D&D 5e ruling, but it's completely homebrew.
Oh, I have been invited to Bunny's group. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I type fast. So we've been but there's a new DLC coming out next month, and I kind of panicked because I kind of forgot it was coming out next month until like a few days ago.
DLC for the game you guys are playing right now?
For Solasta, yeah, it's like a Palace of Ice or something like that,
and
it'll add like more levels and more to the campaign and whatnot. So we're trying to like hurry it up. So I'm gonna try to get with Drake to stream that every other stream.
Nice.
Yeah. I never stream when I'm not feeling good because there is no point in me to sound brain dead to the audience just to get a video out, you know, like quality over quantity, which is also why I should get into editing, but you know.
Dude, editing is so much.
I think I'm literally just gonna watch the streams on the fastest speed I can put it at, to where I'm understanding what's going on, and then you can pin highlights in the studio, like, okay, this is a highlight, this is a highlight, this is a highlight, and then I'm literally gonna probably match it together.
Oh yeah.
I think that's gonna be the easiest way to edit it.
Another thing that you should learn is like syncing text and stuff, like adding kind of like those little like big letter captions.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, for anybody with like ADHD or like attention issues, that always keeps my attention.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Definitely, I because I can continuously edit videos, I might just keep going back to it and adding it and all that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, like another game series I need to add is the Baldur's Gate series, because Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out at the end of August, and I gotta get through the first 2 games. It's gonna be so fun playing playing games from the 90s on this channel.
Yes, dude. Oh my goodness.
And I'm gonna do it single player because I feel like with how the party system works, it would be better. Because some games, even though it is multiplayer, certain different experiences are better single player. So I was gonna play both of the Baldur's Gate games. I want to start incorporating the Pathfinder games. So there's a lot of multiplayer games that I am wanting to get in, because a lot of these multiplayer games, even though we can just play them whenever, they're still like goals and stuff to get done, like Day of Dragons, like me growing all my dragons and all that stuff, and getting 18A on the rest of the gold skins. Gold, like that sort of thing. So, oh, cat just took off. Can Pillow fly? Oh, I'm gonna fly into that tree.
No, normally pillows can't fly, but if you throw it hard enough, the feathers might be able to. I think they patched that in like the current world update though, because I think it's like a glitch in the last one, so you might have to check that. Check the patch notes.
Yeah, we gotta check if the pillow can fly.
If you're talking about the person pillow, I'm sure if you chuck him hard enough,
yeah,
figure it out.
Pillow, do you think you'd fly if you were chucked hard enough?
Give him a blanket at least. Do that little like flap thing. I don't know if anybody else did this, but I used to like take a blanket and jump off the couch and pretend I was a bird.
Cats can fly. Yeah, I know
cats can fly.
She just took off from the log and flew to Big Rock, but I don't want to leave Pillow by herself if she can't fly. Please don't throw me.
Can you,
yes.
Invite me back to the group? I have a couple of minutes to stay on, because I think some of my other friends are wanting to play.
You are good. After you get off, I'll probably end the stream, because I'm usually not on. My streams actually usually don't go this late. Oh my god, it looks so nice with Shimmer.
It does,
oh my god, I love the. They don't look good on all skins. Sometimes it looks too busy and it kind of breaks it up too much, but it looks good on Starlight.
I love, dude. I'm so happy because this was literally my child that I got right before literally the night before nesting like updates went through.
Oh my god. I think I remember that.
Yeah, because I think it was oh god, does it tell me my parents? It was Scoot and Pillow.
Yeah, Scoot definitely still has that dragon.
But it was a 13.
Jeez,
13,
nice.
5, I think.
Yeah, this is a flat 18A, and I'm not caring about anything more than that.
Bro, that's fair. You guys are still trying to upstat the golds, right?
Yeah, I got so burnt out when they were first released, so I feel bad because most of my gold skins I've just nabbed off of my friends that have already gotten them to 18A.
I mean, like, just call it a helping hand with upstat.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be ridiculously hard until the next actually comes
this
out.
guy, I'm gonna probably use him for crafting, hopefully, maybe in the future, because he's 18A. I think on this service, the only gold dragon that's 18A right now is Shadowscale. So I need the other two.
Our clan has always been...
We've been pretty on top of
it. Yeah, has always been really good with, like, upstatting dragons and stuff.
So when 1.0 comes out, I'm gonna actually have my own project while the rest of the, and I might help out a little bit to the side.
1.0 is what is gonna like get rid of all of our dragons, right?
So we'll be able to move them to a legacy server. US 4 and UK 8 are gonna be legacy servers. I think UK 8 is gonna be a PvP and US 4 is gonna be the PvE, but they're gonna be kept.
So how are we gonna be? How's that gonna end
They'll
up
let us
out?
transfer the data of our dragons over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank
but
God,
then it'll be open for UE5, but then it'll be open for 1.0 because the issue is, so they can move our dragons to different maps. They've already tested that, but they can't move dragons from UE4 to UE5 is the problem.
Got it. I mean, that makes sense though.
Yeah, they tried, but it's a data confliction because it's two different engines.
Yeah, no, I kind of already figured as much. They'd essentially have to rebuild dragons up from the scratch if they were trying to transfer stuff from two different engines.
So when 1.0 comes out, instead of helping the clan get everything to 18A, randomly because of how skins are gonna work, I'm gonna try to make 18A of every single original skin without messing with the palettes. So the reason why I want to, I might coordinate with other people if they have like open accounts and whatnot.
Well, the 1.0 is when the new like skin system is coming out, right?
Right.
So you can actually like. So. Did they ever like fully release how that's gonna end up working?
Kind of. They've kind of explained the basic idea. So there are still going to be named skins. So there's still going to be iconic and all that stuff. But after you mix them with dragons of other skins, then I think it's going to be based on FERT points about how much you'll be able to control which colors from which of the two skins can come together and whatnot, as well as patterns. So you could mix an iconic with something that you don't get a craft out of. So
I would love to see a Overo Aurora mix.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure, like, even as far as crafts go, there will still be basic crafts. They basically, how they explain it is there's going to be dev created skins. These are the skins with set palettes. They'll have set names, that sort of thing. But then there's going to be custom skins, and that's from players nesting two different skins that wouldn't make a dev created skin. So like something that's not like Mela and Leucistic making Overo, you know, that and you'll be able to, depending on how many FERT points, they'll be able to customize which palette colors go where. And Cat wants a Supernova skin for the FS. And jeans will go back to grandparents.
You know what I want? I want to see a combination of that, like the white and gold skin for the SS, and like the kind of like that glow of like Starlight.
Oh my god.
Or Aurora, kind of like around the trims of the wings.
That would be really interesting. So, like, the more people breed, the more palette mixes they'll have in the genes and whatnot. So that's...
Oh gosh, I could see how, like, bro, could you imagine, like, just, you know how, I don't know if you've ever done this, or if this is just, like, an ADHD thing, but have you ever gotten a cup at, like, McDonald's or something, and you've just gone down the soda line?
It like take mixes of a bunch of different ones and like your own drink mixes, yeah.
I can imagine people doing that with skins, and it just comes out like I'm sure. Don't get me wrong, mixing all of the skins depending on like how much control they really give us.
Yeah,
you could probably make a really unique, really cool looking dragon. But I could also see people going for like the weirdest, ugliest looking skins possible.
Right. I think there's gonna be 3 palettes per 3 different colors for a palette for every dev created skin, so then you mix and match between that and keep breeding. You know, you can create some really interesting combinations, and there will be different patterns on top of that. So so I'm wanting to, instead of just randomly bonking with whoever and whatever, and to just to get 18A, because once you get to 18A, then you won't be able to start from the spawned dev skins anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to literally make just pure dev created skin bloodlines that I want to allocate between my males and females to make sure that I have enough of a palette mix to where I can, in order to nest people, adequately be able to mix 2 of them in order to help at least start with the palettes of what they want. That's basically what I want to do. Is I want to make basically an assembly line for myself.
Bro, that is so cool.
Of genetic palette colors. It's gonna be so much work.
Well, I can also imagine, I like you said, I'm sure there's gonna be people that are gonna be like super big on keeping the quote unquote bloodline pure.
Yeah.
Like, so that way there's no mixing at all. Like, it's 100% one skin color.
I think one person I can collaborate with that pretty well with is probably Allie. Allie and I have collaborated a lot with our skin collecting. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be a pain, especially with bio, because I only have 1 bio key.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to ask people to just spawn a bio or whatever of a certain skin color and help me out.
I'm curious to see what the Mela bio looks like, because I don't think I've seen it yet.
They're pitch black, like raven black. But their little head crests and whatnot are yellow.
Yeah, I love the glow.
Yes.
Of those things. I have to pee really bad. I've had to pee for like the past 10 minutes.
I felt that.
Don't drink, kids.
Don't drink, kids.
Commas are important, especially in sentences like that.
So, that's my plans. Bio's gonna be my first thing I'm gonna try to do it with, because it's gonna rely on other people's time and whatnot. And I also want to help grab our clan names.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, not that some people would want our clan names, but, you know, just to kind of get it started.
I still like the original clan name that we had until all like this stuff happened.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just me.
We did get it back. I don't know if you saw, we did get it back.
Did we really? I saw
yeah.
that, but
yeah, Pillow and Cat's this dragon isn't in a clan, but we're all a clan, just with different clan names.
Yeah, because I'm in the one that's not Ethereal's.
Yeah, Valerian's, yeah. So
actually, I think I am in Ethereal. I forgot which one. I'm in one of them. I know that. I just forgot which one.
I mean, it's technically still us, either way. So we basically want to just keep both clan names so that the mean people don't get the redacted persons. I still think that's super scummy. For viewers out there, we had clan drama, and basically everybody but two people got kicked out of the clan because they wanted to keep the name.
I mean, and then there's the whole like goose thing.
But they wanted
that
to start
happened,
over.
But, you know. Were you here for the goose stuff?
No, Sky doesn't. I was. Sky doesn't play Day of Dragons.
Oh, I know who.
Squink might have told him, but Sky is Squink's boyfriend.
Oh yeah,
by the way.
oh yeah, she was pissed.
Ah! What years?
If
Sorry,
I had to
someone
give
sent me
you
a
an estimate
YouTube
of how long we
short
talked,
video, and it's so loud.
3.5 hours.
Cat says she looks like magic. Yes, yes. I have a shimmer on my current. Is it even really showing? My shimmer on my gold? It's so hard to tell. Let me remove it and reapply it. I did have it on. Okay. It makes it more of a red gold once you apply the shimmer. It's so hard to tell sometimes though. Cool pose. Oh, cat flew back. Cat's back. So yeah, another thing about 1.0 is all keyed skins are going to require both parents to have the skin. To kind of make it harder to pass on. Because the whole reasoning with that is when they had the Kickstarter keys, they did not intend to see like half the server with like Luce's stick and all that stuff. So they want to make it still obtainable, just a little harder to obtain. Which is understandable. It's because they're supposed to be basically how they want it is they want it to be rare recessive genetic traits. But
I'm sorry, I have to. I can't hold it in.
That's okay. Go run.
I'm ready.
Sky, talk to me.
Dad, do you want some cookies?
Giuseppe. Sky, tell me, who is Giuseppe?
Depends which one do you want to know.
What is the origination of Giuseppe? Please tell the class.
Again,
did it start with multiple at the same time? Surely some would have had to have been at least a few seconds before others.
Okay, it was okay. So my friend had this friend back in like I believe it was in Los Angeles, right?
Okay.
He wanted me to name the horse. I named it Giuseppe.
Oh.
Because my friend was Italian.
Okay.
And he punched me for it.
Oh.
Which is fine because every time he's asked me for a name, it's always been anything related, anything Italian related. That is probably why they say Giuseppe so much, because of the bloody horse.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
Goodness, there is drama going on with hunting, and hunting is still going to be a thing in 1.0, because originally they said Eldering was going to be done via quests, but quests aren't coming till 2.0. It's so funny how, I think Pillow's dragon is still a hatchling, but we're the same size. Well, it's technically Cat's dragon. Pillow's just growing it for Cat.
Don't be coming in and steal my cookies now, okay?
I want cookies. What kind of cookies?
These are different than my shit. I will physically get in an altercation with you. I don't give a fuck that that you're my dad. Leave my cookies alone.
I still have red velvet cookies.
Oh, yes.
Love you.
Best things to hear out of context.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
There's been worse things said on this channel.
Oh, trust me, I wouldn't be here if Julie didn't tell me to be.
Oh, it's
more common.
pillows. Oh, you need to find a skin that matches. She just grabbed it on Medusa. Okay, fresh Juvie. Look at that strong chin. That's a Chad chin.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I want to do many games on the channel, and it's so hard to.
Oh.
It's my letting Pillow use it for gold.
Gasp. Just saying the bad.
They keep saying hell in global, and you're not really supposed to cuss in global.
Gasp. Heresy.
Oh no, what are they gonna do? Call the dragon?
They're gonna take your cookies.
Oh my cookies.
I love how
I
love how the gold dragons have like a yellow trim. It's so nice. This guy's almost adult.
Snuffy, what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
The weirdest thing I've ever eaten?
Mm-hmm.
Either bear or shark.
Eating a bear?
Yeah. So
tastes like chicken.
My grandfather hunts as a side hobby, right? He strongly believes in Native American rulings and whatnot. He is extremely respectful to all life. He makes sure to absolutely use every single part of every single animal that he takes the life of. He eats them, he cleans them, he does absolutely everything, I'm telling you. When he went, he also follows all regulations and whatnot. So when he was hunting for deer, he happened to stumble into a male black bear's territory. He tried to leave the territory. The bear continued to chase him out of it, and it literally came down to it was him or the bear. He had no tranquilizers or anything, so he used the weapon he had on him, which was a hunting rifle, and so he had to take the life of the bear, sadly, and he took it home and he cooked it. And he seasoned it, and he smothered it with barbecue sauce, and I happened to be at their house at that time. It was actually really freaking good. It didn't really taste like anything that I've ever really had. Not beef, not chicken. Honestly, the closest meat I would say it was probably it tasted like bear. Is what it tasted like. Honestly, out of all animals, which honestly makes sense to me that it would have tasted the closest to is pork.
I guess that kind of makes sense.
I mean, it's the closest animal I've eaten that would be related to a bear. So it was so freaking good. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure black bears in the particular region that I live are considered to be extinct, although even though they're classified as extinct in the area, I don't think they actually are, if that makes sense. Sometimes they document something as extinct when there's still individuals that are still present. I still think they're around. I just think they're really rare, and it's because of the housing industry and whatnot here. It's actually there's a lot of deforestation going on. It's really sad, but unfortunately, it literally came down to him or the bear.
Yeah.
And then shark I had at a restaurant that was pretty famous, but is now closed because it got destroyed during a hurricane.
Was it shark or fermented shark?
Shark.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fermented is horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know what kind of shark it was, but they served shark. It was really good. Gosh, it wasn't like any other fish I had either. It was very tangy, like in a good way. It was really tough, like gator tail level tough. But
it is time for my departure. It was fun talking to you again.
Thank you so much, Nuggets. I can't really do accents very well.
That's okay.
It was nice seeing you and playing with you, and maybe we can do World of Warcraft.
Yes.
I would honestly debate even streaming it, and the reason why I say that is because of the type of MMO it is. There's another MMO I started playing, but it's like a children MMO, so I was like, do I really want to stream? Yes. And it was very redundant. So, but WoW, I might, because some MMOs are like streaming material and some are not, but because of WoW's grindy nature, I think it would be okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will do research on whether it'll be good to stream or not, and if not, that's totally fine. I can still play it. I think I still have a sub up because I kept getting packs of in-game store items, and I think it just kept adding sub time, so I'm pretty sure I still have sub time after all this. It's sad. But yeah. I want to finish real quick what I was saying, that shark is now illegal to eat. I'm glad I tried it, but I would not put their numbers ahead of, or I would not put my wanting of eating it over what their current situation is. Because fun fact, it's not really a fun fact, a really sad fact is sharks, period, are the number one most rapidly decreasing animal, not even individual animal, just animal group, period. More sharks are the most killed animal as per their population levels, just period, more than any other animal, and it's really freaking sad. And the majority of it is no, I just laughed mid-sentence. It's okay. The majority of it is because of shark fin soup mostly, and then also just a lot of people still keep hunting sharks to keep them out of waters. It's honestly really sad because they're so important for the environment, and it's just really sad to hear that they are the most rapidly declining animal population, period. So, not so fun fact, but that is why it's illegal to fish for sharks, even though I still go to the beach and I see people say, oh, I'm gonna try to fish for a shark. Dude, don't. It's really not helping things. It's really freaking sad, but I'm kind of glad I tried it, but also at the same time, they should be, I'm glad. It took forever for them to be protected, honestly. It took forever for them to be protected. So, yeah, weirdest foods I've ever had. Shark and bear. It is very late for me. It is almost midnight. It is 30 minutes till midnight, and I have work at 5 a.m. and I gotta wake up at 4:30 a.m. So, I think I am going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed our basic nesting, and we got a lot of growth done, and our random conversations that a lot of which did not have to do with the game or dragons whatsoever, but hopefully it was still entertaining and just friendship talks and all that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in future videos. My name is Amethystia. We've had a lot of people in here. Pillow tried to come in. Sky has been here pretty much the whole time. Drake was in here for a bit. Nugget was in here for a bit. So we got a little bit of friends that came in here. But, yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it for the night. And I hope you guys all have a good rest of whatever time of day it is. Bye!